They have 8 shots. 9. How I'm wrong. How are we not winning? How is this team incapable of winning anything ever? Ever. It's impossible to close into a championship in this thing. It's impossible. If I went on the calendar right now, we probably would have already won a championship. Sorry, we would have already won. And this game is so, it doesn't matter. Whatever you do in this game, it doesn't matter. I know you've been abysmal, fantastic, good for you. I think you get the 7 the fractures collapse. How is this collapse when we've never been good in the first place? Like, we make the playoffs, win 2 straight President's trophies, lose one, but you're second in the NHL, and we still have to be like, the New York Rangers, who are a goddamn kryptonite, even though we've won 2 or 3 series against them. But no, they're so much better than us. Power plays may as well not exist. Okay, let's look at our power play. Might as well, right? How is this power play not scoring goals? You want to tell me how that power play is not scoring goals? Okay, double shifting bottom of the it is. I couldn't understand. I scored 3-1, we could go beyond. Oh, yeah, no, it depends how the series ends. We might go longer than the first round. Shut up. Oh, but the other line is guess what we're doing? Double shifting bottom of guard. That's the only thing to do here. The only way we're going to win. Game 7. Oh, you want to make bets now? Do we want to make bets now? I mean, Markov hasn't even made his way, but you have Marco from shutout to being awful. What does his stats look like right now? 908. He has 1 shutout, 3-3, and his goal is no. We should win every series as if it's goal against the 258. Nothing. Just a point. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Game 7. You're on home ice. Are we going to win? First period. Hey, Bryce, I know, just trying to joke with Owen a bit, hopefully keep the trophy himself in front of the team, but on the right action and then CM dead on arrival. Second period is 1-1. My God, come on, Atlanta, where are you? Where are you? Am I so sorry? How? Oh, and here's New York disturbing 1 good game of the entire postseason. Atlanta, you can't come to the leave it up. Stanford, the fourth line has been the best. Excuse me? 3-2, 14, no, kill it off. There you go. Come on. Yes! Pittsburgh, 4-2 Atlanta, yes! There you go. We will see round 2. We will see round 2 today, folks. Oh, but no, that's just, sorry. That doesn't excuse everything that just happened. Excuses nothing. Fourth line, only the reason we won that game. The only reason.
Google Career Certificates provide online job training that's fast and flexible.
She used my Old Spice moisturizer. Shea butter.
NHL sport. You're set to go and underway at Nationwide Arena. Glad to have you with us. Goes to Bank Wednesday Night Hockey. About 50 points for Waivers. Right back to Canada. Here's the vote. Shot by Hugo. Turn the sideline versus Lincoln. Rebound around by Iowa. Start Malane. Stumbles at center, but able to put the puck back to the Calgary zone. A good start for the play. Still up on the line. Plays the puck in. Deep Anderson goes back to it. One play on the twist. Completes the pass. His pass off the line. Kept on side, but now the flames break up. They have numbers back and carries in. Back to shoot. Scores. Michael Backlund. And that's spans a long jump for number 11. As he opens the scoring, it makes it 1-0 in Calgary. Well, Chinikov, we talk about most managers. Here you have the line in your offensive zone. Okay, it's a bad balance, but it's a backhand play trying to keep it deep. And then you can see Backlund. He's got enough time to slip that right past the stick of Dean Kukin. Goes with a short windup, and that beats Elvis Lincoln just below the glove and over the pad. So, coming in just past the 4-minute mark. Good line, trying to add over the shot that's followed by Lincoln. Right where they left off against the Coops on Monday, they have Columbus back on their heels. Voracek. Walensky takes a look. Gets it back. One timer. Rebound stop. Ryan put out the puck. Has to turn back to the boards. Go on. Side play to Lucy. Puts in the end. BJ pointing the boards. Pushed off the puck with Dubé. Follows up with that stop. On the right hand, which Lincoln. Dubé got a shot away with a rolling puck. Dubé up after it. So Lincoln's crazy around the board. Let's cut off our side. Anderson up on the play. Bumped on the end boards by Gavrikov. Here's Anderson. Quick shot off the ball. Right in the front of Monahan. And here goes Walensky. You can now you go. Puts the puck to line A. Sharp angle. That's across the top of the crease. Back to line A with a shot. Start by Markstrom. Came way out the challenge. The rebound winds up in the corner. Line had a great one there to pull Columbus even. Shoots. And that goes off the shoulder of Rasukin. Recover. Stoppers taken. Rebound slipped away. And those pucks finally cleared out by Columbus. On to the point. Lane steal. Pass up the middle. Good play. It's Dubé. Stop by the Lakers. Irish crease the challenge. Dubé have to shoot. And a blue jacket coming back. And the Lakers makes the save and hangs on. Zero puts it up the board. Keeps it off. Here's Stolby. Takes a look. Weak shot. The fucking ball. Placed it down. They say it was a spear back on goal. They laid down the paddle and somehow kept it out. Last opportunity. I wonder if Zadora also gets a stick on it. Yeah, in fact, that's right at the very last second ring. And it goes off the skate. Gains his own. Plays it over to Montemani. Back-handed puck turned away by shooting. Shot off the boards. Far side goes fly. Dive in the corner. Hit the referee. Montemani gets the puck. Here's a chance. Monahan with Lincoln fights off that shot. He's able to hang on again. Montemani cuts the puck in. Trying to find Lucic just off the mark. This Lucic's out to play it. Around the boards. Chip back to the corner. There's Lucic. The play back to the blue line. Zadorov takes a look. They shot the puck and they score! Tipped in front. Kaspar's leaking. And Montemani got his stick on that shot for another roll goal for number 88. Take a look at it though, but right now it's 2-0 Calgary. For Gingrich, but let's take a look. Here's the long shot from Zadorov. Oh boy, that angle I don't think is going to tell us. Maybe they'll look at it. They're going to play another review to determine the puck from 5 Yes, it is. It's the clock on. Yes. So, from this playing it safe with a 2-0 lead here in the second period. So they'll turn it over, and now it's not that much the other way. Walensky feeds it across the field, hustle back into the play, and on that chance. And now he sends Calgary back the other way. Here's an opportunity for the check with a shot. Score! Quick shot! What a shot! With seconds to go in the period, and they get 3-0 Calgary. Seems to me like the Blue Jackets were trying out of nothing. Now take a look at the Patriots fight. Now, if you cut waits for the side trying to take away that pass, it's just not to stick away from being with. Hannafin plays it up the board. Jenner trying to cut it off. He's pretty much a shot, but not out of their own end yet. Now the road takes the pass from Hannafin and should be able to work the puck ahead against around the check of the old strand. Away goes Johnny Gaudreau. They're working on the line. Gaudreau makes a move to the backhand. Back in front. They score! Lino on a setup by Gaudreau. What a rough by Johnny Gaudreau. Was that something or what? It was spectacular, Kelly, how he can get away from George Strand that easily, and that's a skilled player, and then get around Borensky, great skating, and spot Lindholm with that backhand pass. That was a spectacular rush, and now that's a great start in each of these first three periods for that line. They were spectacular opening the game in the first, a strong start in the second, and then this is supposed to look like a cricket match up there with scoring up to the boards. You know a lot about cricket, Big Ben. He's up at center. Blue Jackets are on it. Pass the ball. Voracek scored by Markstrom. Voracek, fantastic read by Markstrom. There's no holes when he's coming across. A big part of the victory. And by the way, they haven't been giving up a ton of quality chances for Markstrom now to just sort of over a minute. And on the top, Branson able to fire one home. Not sure if that was kicked. I don't think so. If the Branson looks like he may have his first goal in Calgary's leg. But shot right off the face-off. Kind of walked the line also, trying to get a lane through. And there was some traffic. Sheets got right in front, but he didn't deflect it. That just went right through. Nice job by Branson to find that lane. It's pretty safe to say that the Blue Jackets don't have much. That was the last 4 games now. With that loss in Edmonton, the Flames have scored 20 goals, right? You're right, Dave, but their offense has come alive again. Sure has. Johnny Gaudreau, big part of that. Down the front, the shot, he scores! Another assist for Gaudreau and another goal from Matthew Tkachuk. Do they have something going right now or what? So that's happening right now with this line. They just totally understand each other and where they're going to go. That was a nice big pass by Johnny Gaudreau back to the defenseman. And all of a sudden it just opens up. Beautiful pass. And it takes it away. She gets the puck. She puts it out to the center. Speaking of Monahan, right in off the crossbar. Not just a long shot, but good chance right. And it was in a drop with goals and the shot off the glove was leading to make the city rebound. Stop that too. 2 more shots by Calgary. Just one thing left to be decided now, and I don't think there's any doubt about it. The puck's dumped in, time winds down, and J.J. Markstrom gets his 6th shutout of the season. Then I'm going to kill them. It's a figure of speech. And ow. I say 2 pitches of Budweiser. A team that's going to be very good in the future, and they're right now team that's going to be very good in the future, and they're pretty good right now in the present.
Red Wings for the 500 record points in 3 of their last 4 games. 14-6-3 here at home.
They're pretty good right now in the present.
Red Wings for the 500 record points in 3 of their last 4 games. 14-6-3 here at home.
As we get set for this one, the Alliance officials are Dean Morton and Johnny Bear. Ryan Daisy and Steve Martin have the line. Capitals in their third sweaters, back in blue again for the Sharks from the back end. Cogliano moves it to the front. Right at the gun here, a chance in tight. Samsonov made a bad save. Barabanov scooting down the wing. Drops it off. The last hurdle. Gets it off to the weak. Feed it down low. Burns make the pass. It's a tap in for Noah Gregor.
That's a good sequence for the San Jose Sharks, who get the first goal here against Samsonov. Nothing he could do. It started with a turnover at the center stripe. Now they get zone time. Now they throw the puck around, and it Burns a nifty play. I call him the rover of the National Hockey League. He has eyes in the side of his head to find Noah Gregor at the far post, past the defensive player, and half the way. Then it's an easy layup for Gregor, and it's 1-0.
Play it on top for Milosh on its bumpy way to the front. Loose there down low. Couture trying to stop it. Follow-up chance in Samsonov. Made the save on Timo Meier.
And Meier has not missed too many this year. He has 21 goals on the season. He's riding on a streak here where he's just putting up goal after.
Orlov leaving the zone with the Schultz. Kuznetsov to Ovechkin. Then Kuznetsov denied and out strong there.
There's a nice breakup out the middle. Get it wide. Get it back. A little give and go there.
Checking to the corner for Washington. Back behind Ilya Samsonov. Centering pass to a wide open player. Off the deep, great save. Samsonov with a beauty on Dahlin.
Because it was a rip-off. Why can't they try to stick it, doesn't get it, then it punches the guy wide open. Too cute.
Backstrom beats down the play. Full speed ahead for Straub. Was over the boards with Nieto. Backstrom lurking. Nice centering pass. Reimer gets the arm up. That caught the outside of the framework. Good Sherry. Carlson sends it on the way. That's knocked down in front. Another chance for Sherry. His feed.
Open the Caps, and we're sleepy started up here. And there's a Wilson pass. And a great board check by all 3 players for the San Jose Sharks. He didn't really carry the mail recently for the Hawks. Played very well.
Couture centering pass. Samsonov gets over there in the nick of time. Meier looking back. Toronto wipes out. Caps go the other way. It's Wilson. 3-on-2. 4-on-2 developing. Burns crosses over. Kuznetsov fires. Stopped by Reimer. And the rebound passes away from Ovechkin. Van Riemsdyk using the dasher. Picked off by Nieto. Nieto sprinting in with Cogliano. With the trailer right up the gut. Fires and scores. A snapshot from Milosh. His first NHL marker.
And here comes the Sharks. Look at the late guy coming up. No one picks him up. And that is one heck of a shot by Milosh, who puts it far side. No chance for a goaltender here. He's got Dan coming in front of him.
Reimer. At point position, it is Schultz. Roll it on around for Timo Meier as he backs into the zone. Meier fires, glove save. Samsonov, he made a stick save on the rebound, too. A third chance. Paddle down to deny. A flash for flash.
A little bit of a breather. Oh, just remember the Sharks had 8 rookies make their lineup.
And it's a rebound. Good kick out stop and a better defensive effort. A lot from there. There's a delayed penalty call. Coming up against San Jose, Kempney. Fire, that's off of Reimer and wide as the Sharks go short-handed. Power play home for Washington just below 17%. Step attempt here back to denied by Reimer. And it's cleared by Nieto. Up gets the Sharks.
I don't have this one, buddy.
I have 3 guesses.
I don't.
Strong right up the draw. He scores! Bye-bye shutout.
Up the Ottawa Senators game, and the comeback continues. What a play. Off the draw, short side, gets a piece of the stick, piece of the crossbar. It looked like right at the apex of the crossbar and the post. What a way to start. I've been talking about Spronger and his release. The thing that was the difference there was his lateral movement.
From help at home to on the road. That's
Samsonov spins it along the boards. Malach towards the cage. Gadjevich was denied by Samsonov. Closing in this drive. Sails wide of the goal from Megna.
Off the goaltender. The Sharks down low. The Capitals failed
With 4.5 to go. A 2-on-2 break. Meier on the drive. Picture back for Timo Meier. Big save. Samsonov again.
Here's a look at it. Here's a play by Obi. There's the big check, and he's knocked into the net. Oh, that was great man-on-man coverage by the veteran Cogliano because it looked like Angler had a step on him. This gave with him enough not to draw a penalty.
Dahlin one-on-one. Dahlin closing. Fires. He scores. Talented. Dahlin gets one to wriggle through Samsonov.
Third into the rotation. Coming up the ice. Good speed going wide. Now he holds up. He's waiting for the center drive guy. And then he rips it through the legs of Ferrabari and off the far post. Here it is, the patience, waiting for him to make a move. There's the shot. And there's the body goal. The split past Samsonov on the blocker side. I call it the 7-hole. Dahlin on the board. Looks at Cat.
Ovechkin lets this one go, but that was about 60 games consecutively without losing back-to-back games in regulation. That streak is about to end. San Jose salts it away. Cogliano to the empty net. It's 4-1.
Real good play on the half wall by San Jose, not icing the puck when they weren't at center. They haven't been getting them to go, and they've had a lot of good looks here in this hockey game. There's Couture, he'll get the primary assist to Cogliano, and Alouette's ready to fight here late in the period. Here they go. Yeah, here they go, late in the game. At the sound of the buzzer.
Big rights. Still going.
Wow. This is a tussle. Big time. Frustration overload.
Linesman giving him a long rope.
There's some mean eyes looking right at right here.
Hathaway firing those right crosses. Gadjevich the save.
He both tucking their chins too. North South tucking their chins. Just don't want to take one there. Hathaway's trying to energize once again. He doesn't want anybody to break this fight out. That's what Tony Obi used to always do, right? The way he's got to put his helmet back on, and then they go. Actually, Gadjevich should be the instigator.
Off wrister broken up. 4 seconds left. San Jose and Washington splitting the regular season set. Splitting on the other dice. The Sharks and James Reimer.
What a good test tonight in the Boston Bruins. These are the two best teams in the NHL in 2022. 12-1. The Bruins 10-3.
Patrick with his versatility, able to jump right up there on that top line. Cannon out as he's able to continue to victory going into the year.
Burakovsky into the slot. McDermott shoots, scores! It's the first of the year for Burns McDermott. And 11 to for Colorado.
I don't think he got anything on it, missed it, but it goes off the pole on the stick side and in the net. You can hear it flank right off the pipe right there. Nice trick shot by McDermott.
Got around high. Johnson check. Johnson got in. There's a couple of saves from Omar. The second one from Joseph Knight. Johnson back down, right all the way across from a car, and then spun to the net. Jones can't find the handle inside.
You see that developing. You can see McCarr just sliding on the right side.
Looking over his up. The front, yes, right. The shot blocking in front. Kepler got to that try. Still loose, and then the cross can't finish it. Kepler has it underneath him. And then quickly turning and Anthony delayed. Still with it. Looking, shooting. Saved by Allmark out of the pocket.
Back to back over there by Boston. Just inside the blue line.
2-on-1. DeBrus has Coyle. DeBrus shoots, scores! Jake DeBrus buries it on a 2-on-1 and tied it one.
Johnson's in deep. And now we got a defenseman in deep, but now it's a strip right there. Marshall's now falling off of the face first right here. Look at that guy right here. And this goes between the arm of the side of the body of the goaltender, because Russ has got this 1-1 hockey game. Now it also comes off the heels. You can feel it on the Boston bench with that Carter flipped it, entered the zone, and dropped it back to the bench.
Jack Johnson on the go. Afterwards playing Kevin Marchand. Now Buckrock gets it going. Goal line, Marchand, first running play. Oh, what a stop from Kepler! He got two of them! Buckrock waits with it. Now McAvoy. Back over to Buckrock. And that one's stopped by Kepler. Buckrock sets up McAvoy. Closing in. Bergeron. McAvoy. See man. Rebound. They score! Charlie Coyle. A 5-on-3 power play goal, and Boston has the lead.
Like Frazier, a 5-on-3. Backhand pass by Bergeron to the one-timer. There's no feed down there. And on the backhander, Charlie Coyle bangs it in. I believe that went in off the post, too. Yes, it did. All right, team 5, team 10, what's the left post? Fight and in before team can knock it out.
Help over this one. McAvoy off to the top. Who's going to play the angle here? Over for Marchand, the shot, he scores! Boston scores on both of the penalties. And it's 3-1.
Down goes the move the other way. Montauk drops it. And then he goes to the straight line. Gerard then leaves that angle. It's just a beautiful wrist shot. I think that Marchand got some really good hands. But this is a terrific wrist shot. He rolls those hands over. The goalie likes to see him going short side. At the last second, he turns him over and beats him high to the far side.
Granted in near circle. Puts it over. Got the feet back through off the crossbar. Landon's got over the shoulder. He's on Rankin pops it up. Mascot. Here's Landon's shot. Final second for the power play. Rankin back in the goal. Rankin is gone. And Cameron is good enough on it. What pass by Rankin? Good shot on the bar! Right for the face-off. Logan O'Connor. The Avalanche haven't lost. November 3rd, have a touched by Colorado. This is the second game. They're going to play the back end of this rebound here. That's good. To a 4-goal for Boston. Carr fishing for another one. This fly gets all the way through Murkowski. Oh, the hell by Omar.
Holy, jumping it out, great glove save. That's a good bet, too.
He scores! Nico Reds and David West touch it. And they ready to go. The Avalanche are back on the road.
Face off way back. Colorado's made a statement on the shot. With this one, it was an awkward rolling puck. A closer look said it goes off the leg first of Lazar. Bounces, bounces, bounces. Oh my goodness. It is off, skipping and jumping and off the pipe and in the net.
Colorado forcing the issue. 47 seconds to go. Patrick back behind the goal. Escape of Brampton. Carr comes over, so did Landeskog. Puck available. Here's Patrick. Back across. They score! Landeskog ties it with 46 and a half on the clock.
See Landeskog on the weak side of the ice after the room looked like they might be able to clear that. The fourth down one by Landeskog on the near side. And then this pass by Patrick to the left-hander for the one-timer. And the captain celebrates. This is a brilliant pass. It looked like Brandon had his stick there. There's the reaction of the Colorado bench.
Marchand stuck there. And the Avalanche down into the final minute. Client. That's points in 14 straight games. And for the moment. Next goal in. And Boston wins the face-off. Boils the thrust. McCarr ducks it off. Back to Rankin to the net. Great line. After once again, 15 to go. That should be scored! Cal McCarr runs it to 17.
But here's the shot. This is players right now. And you wonder what kind of decision they were going to make. Next ball there. Landeskog with the screen in front. And you keep your eye on number 92 in front. Perfectly timed. Now he just starts barely to his right. Turns his shoulders. Changes the angle of it. Very much who doesn't go on the rim there. And thanks for coming. What a shot by Cal McCarr.
17 goals this season for Cal McCarr. It's an overtime winner on the 41st shot of the night.
As we get set for this one.
If the storm brings down a power line, remember, it's dangerous. So stay back at least 10 meters.
About the length of a school bus. I dial 911.
I guess it was out there if I had my phone.
This is the most fascinating story for me for the right now in the NHL. Billy Usa versus Jordan Binnington. So, Calgary Flames last night played the St. Louis Blues. Get demolished. Is that last night?
I think it was 2 nights ago.
Monday night, yeah, it was Monday night. That was the back-to-back.
Got my
Anyways.
fantasy cookies. Thank you, Lino.
First of all, Calgary looked amazing in that game. They were also robbed on Saturday when they lost to Edmonton. They looked also amazing in that game. They go out there, beat the St. Louis Blues 7-2, I think it was 7-1 or something. 7-1. Jordan Binnington in that game allowed 7. Jordan Binnington is not having the best. Right now, he is a 901 in 23 games. I don't have to play Boston, but the storyline here is that once again, as with Jake Allen and Jordan Binnington, there is a rookie goalie looking to steal the job in St. Louis. Billy Husa has been incredible this season.
I got the numbers here if you want me to go through.
Read them.
Okay, so do you want me to go Bitters numbers first?
Yeah, read both the numbers.
So Jordan Binnington games started 23 games. He is 11-9, 3 OTLs. So he is under 500. 327 goals against average and 901 save percentage. 1 shutout. Billy Husa, 13 games, 12 of them are started, 8-2. And by the way, the one game that Billy Husa had to jump in on that he did not start was the game against the Leafs, where the Leafs lit up Binnington. He also filled in on Monday night in that Calgary game.
Oh, okay. 13 out of 13 saves. None of those 7 goals were good.
8-2-1. He's allowed 23 goals in 13 games, which is a 188 goals against average. And again, goals against average, more of a team stat, but when it's that low, you pay attention to it. Save percentage is a 943.
He's been lights out, and the team has played better in front of him than they have Binnington. For whatever reason that is, St. Louis has looked better when he's in net. And to add, the wrinkles in this story are fascinating, because at the end of this year, Huso is a UFA. What do? Do you sell him and you say Binnington's our goalie because he signed $6 million for the next 5 years? And do you sell Huso for parts to make a playoff run? Or do you bail out on your goalie that won you a Stanley Cup? A goalie that, the Athletics did a very good article on the breakdown between these goalies. A goalie that, this is their number. Is this Rutherford that did it? Jeremy Rutherford.
Yeah, so good.
Binnington, now that I scrolled, I lost it. Binnington, since winning the Stanley Cup, how many playoff wins does he have?
So they won the 2019 Stanley Cup. They lost in 6 games to the Canucks in the bubble.
That's 2.
There's 2, and last year, who did they get in the first round? The Jets? No, that was the year they won the Cup. I don't know.
Since the Stanley Cup run, Jordan Binnington in the playoffs is 0-9. What? In every game that he has started since the Stanley Cup in the playoffs, he is 0-9. His save percentage is .875. His goals against is .419.
Who won the games against the Canucks then?
Not Jordan Binnington.
And not Billy Huso.
Billy, well, he was perfect.
Must have been.
No, he played 17 games last year, Billy Huso, but he did not play in the playoffs.
No. I don't know who started those games, but that's from Jeremy Rutherford's article. I was reading it. I didn't know that. It blew my mind. I just remember that Binnington hasn't won a game in the playoffs since winning the Stanley Cup.
That is, I can't believe that.
How do you? 0-9. Now that you have the next Binnington, 2 years later, do you run with him?
And he's 2 years younger.
He's 2 years younger. Probably going to be cheaper. He makes no money right now.
Edmonton needs a goalie.
You send off Binnington to Edmonton? I don't know.
The Blues are too good to. You gotta sell at all. You gotta ride it.
Did you ride it out?
No, you go, like, is Huso the hot hand? Go with him. If he's great, ride him into the playoffs. Gets hurt, go with the guy who won you a cup. I mean, it's a very simple formula. I don't think
you say you're too good to trade on any of those, and you just keep going and keep going.
And you do your best to sign Huso in the offseason. You take calls on Binnington if there are callers. But no, I don't think it is.
If you're Billy's agent, I'm sitting there saying, get me out of St. Louis. I can go start somewhere.
Oh, definitely.
We don't have to take a UFA deal with St. Louis.
Definitely.
If they let me go to free agency.
And that's why before the show began, you were like, hey, that is going to the highest tier. You know what I mean? He could start for someone.
Well, I wonder if he gets like an inductive type deal. Because see, the thing is that
Traded for nothing, even though he was good?
No, not that. Not that. He will be UFA. He will be UFA, excuse me. But remember, his save percentage last year was .893. He was 9-6. He was a backup goalie last year. If you're looking to take a flyer on somebody, speaking of flyers, I think Billy Husso's your guy. But if Billy Husso on the open market gets more than $3 million, I would be really surprised. This is a guy that has played 30 NHL games. Yeah. I mean, listen, let's say, okay, we've been here right now. Don't fucking tweet this at me after until they ride, there's what? The Blues are going to ride into the Stanley Cup final, and somebody's going to tweet and be like, oh, I feel stupid now. I don't, because he played 30 games. At that point, when he's got a cup, the conversation will change. Say, okay, don't you cold takes exposed to me.
If Husso wins you a cup, it'll be as weird as the last guy who won you a cup.
Yeah,
that was weird.
That was weird.
Let's talk about how they were last played in the West. Hey, you might have noticed at the beginning of the segment, I was on my phone. Was I texting someone? No. I was looking for some of my own spicy content. Did you know that St. Louis Blues have the lead today?
For this situation? For
Yep.
Billy Husso?
Yep.
What trade? It wouldn't be the Koliakovo team trade, would it?
No. At the draft in Philadelphia in 2014, I was there. Have I ever mentioned that I was there? I was there. There was a trade on day 2 of the draft.
Okay.
The Leafs acquire Roman Polak from the St. Louis Blues. They later packaged Polak with Nick Spaulding, 7th to the San Jose Sharks, and drafted Torres in 2 seconds. One of those seconds was packaged with a first-round pick and sent to the Ducks for Frederick Anderson. That is how the trade tree goes for the Leafs. How does it go for the Blues?
New Sensodyne Sensitivity and Gum is a dual-action toothpaste with a low-abrasion formula. It builds a protective layer over sensitive areas and targets and removes plaque. Dual-action, new Sensodyne Sensitivity and Gum. How to keep one when you can't find your keys.
The Blues acquire Carl Gunnarsson, who scored exactly one playoff goal for them, and it was an overtime winner in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals in 2019. He retires as Stanley Cup champion, and they also got a 4th-round pick in 2014. Who was? Oh, it was Billy Husso.
He played 6 solid years for them.
He sure did. He sure did. Oh, he did. Sure did. Stop trading with him, maybe.
League trades with St. Louis never work out.
No. Like, how was it your first question to Jim Rutherford? Gritted teeth crying. No words.
Yeah. At the end of the day, with Husso, we've seen this story time and time again. It's Matt Murray, it's Jack Campbell, it's Binnington himself. The goalie that comes out of nowhere sometimes just gets hot for a couple seasons, and you can ride him to victories in the playoffs. St. Louis might have to do that. Might have to bail on Mr. JB. I don't know. I'm going to watch it very closely.
I think this conversation is helped along by the fact that Binnington's bad. Angel's bad.
And he gets very upset. They're batting.
They are batting.
The man has a temper.
But when he's on, he's on.
I'm not saying anything. Every time I say anything about Jordan Binnington, Blues fans get on me real bad.
His fire burns hot now.
Oh,
It does. Yeah, I think that's fair.
He won a championship with the Owen Sound attack basically out of spite. Like, because no one thought
Who would
that
like
he
you
was
anyway?
like shit. No. Martin Brodeur was like, hey, you're going to the ECHL, and he told him no. And then the Blues were in last place. He fucking cup.
Fuck you, Jake Allen. This is
Yeah.
my season.
Gets into a million big fights. Like, sometimes it's productive anger, and other times counterproductive anger. Right now, I think he's got a little bit of that counterproductive.
Kyle Lowry was like that. He had a lot of unproductive anger at the beginning of his career, and
Yeah.
ended up in Toronto, and was like they were ready to ship him out, and then for whatever reason they went on a bit of a tear that season.
Yeah.
And then it became productive anger because he doesn't play. Kyle Lowry, as a basketball player, doesn't play friendly.
No, he's the cause of anger.
Yeah.
When he became the cause of anger,
Yeah.
as the seasons went on.
Is the flame red or is the flame blue? Right? Like blue. Like if you're blue, you're chill. You're mad, but you're chill. If you're red, you gotta get out of here.
Morning all. Alright, so busy Thursday in the National Hockey League. Tonight we've got 10 games. They're going to all be going on at once. The good news is it'll end relatively early. The bad news is there's only so much I can follow at one. We've got 7 games starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. So, yeah, we'll go back. Starting with Anaheim in against the Montreal Canadiens. On October 31st, Anaheim won this game at home 4-2, so Montreal looking to answer for that. The Anaheim Ducks 21-16-8 on the season over their last 10. They're 4-5-1. They did have a loss in extra time in the last game they played. Away from home, they're 8-9-4. The Montreal Canadiens 8-26-7, circle record. And they are better than that record, but they're 1-5-4 in their last 10. They've lost their most recent games. At home, they're 5-10-1, and it's a combination of bad luck, injuries, and everything else, and anything can't go wrong. That's go wrong for Montreal. So we'll see how that game goes tonight. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between Carolina and the Ottawa Senators. On December 2nd, Ottawa actually won this matchup 3-2. The final matchup will be on February 8th, so that's only a couple of weeks from now, and we'll see how things go. The Carolina Hurricanes, 28-9-2 on the season over their last 10. They're 7-2-1. They did win their last game. Away from home, they're 14-5-1. The Ottawa Senators, 13-20-3 overall over their last 10. They're 4-4-2. They have won 2 games in a row. At home, they're 6-10. We'll see how things go for Ottawa. Of course, they're minus Drake Batherson, so we'll see how things go for them tonight. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between New Jersey and Tampa. November 20th, New Jersey won this matchup 5-3. So we'll see how things go tonight. Second of 3 meetings, the third meeting is on February 15th. So for New Jersey, they're 15-21-5 overall over their last 10. They're 4-6. They've lost 2 in a row. Away from home, they're 5-11-2. The Tampa Bay Lightning, meanwhile, 28-10-5. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They did win their last game. And at home, they're 14-4-3. So this one here to me is kind of got vibes of maybe an upset, but if New Jersey beat them once already, Tampa should be able to get out of this nice game without much trouble. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between Vegas and Florida Panthers. Vegas has had a good road trip so far, considering their opposition. And they're 25-15-3 now overall, but over their last 10, they're 4-3-3. They did lose their last game against Carolina in overtime, but they came back and tied that 4-3 overtime. Away from home, they're 12-5-1. The Florida Panthers back home, where they're happiest, 29-9-5 over their last 10. They're 7-2-1, and at home they're 21-3. So Vegas has the work cut out for them. Again, when you see a record of 21-3, it looks a little bit lopsided. Usually you'll see a couple of losses, even things out here and there. Much like maybe it was 3-21, they're due for a win kind of thing. But again, we'll see what happens. That could be a game of the night right there. Both of these teams very good in the transition games, exciting hockey played by home. This could be fun. 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern start time between the LA Kings, right here, who's against the New York Islanders, and this jersey is fantastic. So the LA Kings, 21-16-6 overall over their last 10. They're 5-4-1. They did have an extra time loss in their last game against the New York Rangers. Away from home, they're 8-6-4. New York Islanders 15-14-6 over their last 10. They're 7-2-1. They did win their last game. They're trying to go 2 games above 500 for the first time this season. At home, they're 8-7-3. So their home record has gotten a lot better. I just kind of like LA's chances a bit if they keep playing the way they have been lately. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start time between Seattle and Pittsburgh. So Seattle lost against Pittsburgh in Seattle 6-1. They're going to be looking for some measure of payback, but Pittsburgh's just been really quite good lately. So Seattle 13-25-4 over their last 10 and 3-7. They did lose their last game before the road trip started against Nashville. Away from home, they're 4-11-2. Pittsburgh 27-10-5 overall. Over their last 10, they're 8-2.
They've won 6 in a row. They're playing very, very well, and at home they're 13-5-2. So this one definitely, much like this one here, they look like a well, it's obvious who's going to win. Let's say the dog pulls those out. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific Center, time to see the Rangers as well as they end their season series. The Rangers are going to be kind of sad to see go. October 29th, they beat Columbus 4-0. November 13th, they beat Columbus 5-3. They're very good against Columbus. For the Rangers, they're 28-11-4 overall. For their last 10, they're 7-3. They have won 2 in a row. Away from home, they're 15-2 for Columbus, and they're 21-1 now. And yet not only they're 3-7 in their last 10, they've lost 3 in a row. So Columbus, you now sit 14 points outside of the playoff. 4-1, something like that. But anyway, it's been a rough go for Columbus lately, and now they get the Rangers. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start time between Calgary and St. Louis. So Calgary, of course, won this matchup on the 24th of January, 7-1. Calgary playing 12-6 overall now. Over their last 10, they're 5-5. They have won 2 in a row. Very convincing 2 wins. The thing is, Calgary also is the same team that has lost a bunch of games 2 along the way. But away from home, they're now 14-2. And if they can play as well tonight as they did last night against Columbus, for the previous game against St. Louis, they should win it. However, St. Louis at home is another beast altogether. They're 25-12-5 overall. Over their last 10, they're 7-3. They did lose their last game. And at home, they're 16-4-2. The next meeting, final meeting, is going to be in seconds. So this one could be a fun one. Could be game of the night material as well. And if St. Louis has a chance to pile on, I'm thinking they can follow as well. They're going to remember that 7-1 loss, and we'll see how that works out. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start time for the game. Vancouver and Winnipeg, and just looking at everything else that's going on. I don't know how much of the game I'm going to catch before the first period. November 19th, Vancouver wins the matchup 3-2. On December 10th, Vancouver won this meeting in a shootout, 4-3. So Vancouver is looking to make it a clean sweep over Winnipeg, which would be unusual. The Winnipeg Jets at home are better than they are on the road. Vancouver better at home than on the road. So it's 18-19-5 for Vancouver, who are the road team tonight. Over their last 10, they're now 3-4-3. Their last game, of course, that overtime loss against Edmonton. You know, it's Spencer Martin forced them to get a point. Away from home, they're 10-11-2. Winnipeg 17-15-7 over their last 10, they're 4-4-2. They lost their last game in regulation, and at home they're 10-7-1. Winnipeg keeps that thing going because there are teams beating up in the West, and Winnipeg has been one of them. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific start time between Nashville and the Oilers. November 3rd, the Oilers won this meeting 5-2. On April 14th, these teams will meet for the third and final time in the season. So for Nashville, 27-14 through the rest of the overall. Over their last 10, they're 6-3-1. They have won 3 in a row. Away from home, they're 14-7-3. The Oilers, 20-15-2 overall. Over their last 10, they're 3-5-2. They won their last 2 games. And at home, they are 11-8. So the Oilers looking to, get back into the playoff picture and try to get that wild card spot, or maybe one of the top 3 spots in the Pacific, which definitely needs to be open, and Nashville looking to keep things rolling. Let me know in the comment section below who you believe will win these games. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you're proud of today's Reeves happening.
I got you something.
Oh, the $3 million Prestige Instant Ticket.
Prize is up to $3 million.
And a marvelous.
Welcome back. Alright, so some news of the day for all you fine people on the internet. Today is for Thursday, January 27th, February. So Ryan Pulock, who hasn't played since November 15th for the New York Islanders, and they absolutely missed him on the blue line. He's a morning skate today, not going to play tonight, but he's getting closer. So that's good news that Pulock is getting closer to returning. The Islanders might be the one team in the East I can see putting together a run that might take a shot at the top 8 in the East, and that separation is huge. But yeah, the Islanders are the one team that I think, will pull it back, and if they stay relatively healthy, they might have a chance of coming back. But again, it's only the might, it could be an possibility, right? So
We'll see how long Pollock does for him. The New York Post is reporting that Ryan Strome has started extension talks with the New York Rangers. I think with Strome, it's a matter of he gets a lot of points because who he plays with, but the guys he plays with also get a lot of points by playing with him. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship. I don't think Strome would put up nearly as many points on most of the other teams in the league, but he has really good chemistry with his line mates right now. So for the Rangers, I think it's in the best interest to try to find a way to keep them. And of course, the salary cap is always going to be something you have to consider with something like that. But yeah, we'll see what the cap hit would be and what he's looking for, and whether or not the New York Rangers and Strome can come to an agreement on that. I think it would be to the benefit of both parties. Arizona, the reason I'm wearing Arizona, and I thought I'd wear the one that best I think looks like the university logo and looks like the university jersey, because apparently they're in talks to use the 5,000 capacity. So it depends whether you read this 5,000 seats or it's 3,200 seats, and then you've got private boxes, which currently they may not be making enough money on. So, and the thing is, for this to work, Alex Mariuello is currently willing to fork out some serious money to build some practice facilities for his team. So they're in talks to use the 5,000 capacity, or 5,000 seat if you want to use that term, because again, I think that's including private suite. It's a venue at Arizona State University for the next 3 to 4 years. That's what I found really eyebrow raising, is 3 to 4 years of playing in an arena where you know you're not going to generate a lot of revenue. So it requires state approval, and the other part of this that's interesting is they are the secondary tenant. Obviously, the ASU Sun Devils are the primary tenant. Their schedule for 2022-2023 is already set in stone. So those dates are already taken. I think it's 24 home dates that are already taken. So the NHL would have to work around those 24 dates, and then whatever else the university might need it for. It's just odd. Yeah, I just find the whole thing odd. They still really want to be, in that area and build up interest. But a 5,000 seat capacity, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because again, the Sun Devils get priority rights themselves instead of building. And this kind of shows the Gila River, that relationship's gone, and they're looking for other options. And again, 3 to 4 years, 4 years. The NHLPA is in on this too. Like, if this is going to work and the NHL is going to agree to it, the NHLPA does have a say in it. I think this is part that people miss too, is that the relationship between the NHL and the NHLPA has changed from where it was in the 90s when the NHLPA has the same thing. And so, if this really doesn't work, the NHLPA can absolutely have a voice at the table, but other owners would have a discussion as well, I would think. Because again, Arizona's going to have to get really creative money-wise to be able to generate the revenues over those 3 to 4 years to cover everything, especially if they're spending money elsewhere to try to build that new building in Tempe. Whether the city allows it or whether the city doesn't, and then they have to go to other land bordering Tempe and build it that way. So a lot of money being invested here, and right now on Twitter, Quebec City is trending in Canada amongst NHL accounts. No idea why that is. It's odd, isn't it? Every time Arizona talks about something, immediately people go, well, Quebec. Well, what about Quebec? Hey, Quebec. Hey, what about Quebec City? Hey. So there you go. The Arizona Coyotes today, once again, something that's interesting. We'll see if it goes through. I don't know. I mean, if they're playing the university building again, I think they should just kind of lean into it. Go to university, look at jerseys for at least a few games. And I don't think this would be bad as a third anyways. So, we'll see. On to other news. Again, the Arizona stuff always leaves me saying, I guess we'll see how that works. But on to other news. The Ottawa Senators, Drake Batherson out at least 2 months. It is a high ankle sprain, and apparently it's a bad one. It's at least 2 months he's going to be out. So that's got to be frustrating to the Senators for Batherson, who's having a fantastic year. Nick Holden for the Ottawa Senators has signed a 1-year extension with them for $1.3 million. I think it's interesting that the GMs have started, re-upping guys early, and I think the eye is towards the salary cap. I think the eye is towards next year's salary cap, trying to figure out those hurdles that may present themselves early. Not that Ottawa's going to be anywhere near the cap, but just making sure okay, so a roster next year. And I think there's more planning going on than usual. Patrick Aldean's also talked about already the need for some cap flexibility and a cushion, which, yeah, I've said that for years. But on Vancouver news, Spencer Martin is starting tonight against Winnipeg Jets. It's the most action he's ever had in the NHL, and I hope he does his best with it. But Desco has been removed from the protocol and likely starts on Saturday for Vancouver. So for the Canucks, it's been a tough little stretch here. I do think that it probably changes the picture a bit. There's already talks about who Vancouver might sell at the deadline, what they might get back. So I do think the Canucks are going to end up being sellers at the deadline. The picture in the West, I think, is going to get a lot more clouded as we go along, but I don't think the Canucks are going to be in it. Like, I think there's going to be 4 or 5 teams fighting out for that last 5 spots, and I know that Vancouver's going to be in the mix. And if Winnipeg loses against Vancouver tonight, they may be pulling out of that mix as well. So there's apparently light at the end of the tunnel if you're Vander Kane, where this NHL investigation may be coming to an end. Whatever happens with that, the Oilers are still seen as the team most likely to sign Kane. There's other teams been tied to him, but there are numerous reports out there today and yesterday that I've seen saying Kane is most likely going to the Edmonton Oilers. We're going to have to see about what that does for them. Does it help them? How much does it help them to have that space in the next forever? And that's how sports works. So Dylan Secure has been called up by the Colorado Avalanche. I have yet to see any kind of a timeline for how long McKinnon's going to be out. I haven't seen a report for what's going on with them. Again, my speculation is speculation for me on one of the ice last night, probably broken nose. But there's also the possibility of a concussion, right? So we just don't know what's going on with McKinnon at this stage. I would think they'll tell us probably sooner rather than later. I think we would know probably by tomorrow what the timeline is for McKinnon. The good news is there's depth there for when McKinnon's out. He's got Kadri, and you're good. I have not heard yet either that McKinnon's being replaced at the All-Star game. So if that takes place, then we know that McKinnon's going to be in it for a while. But I haven't seen that yet. This week that absolutely happened probably while I'm recording it, right? So questions been asked. Elliot Friedman doesn't think that Marc-Andre Fleury would accept a trade for the Washington Capitals. The Capitals, Fleury will be looking for reliable goaltending going to a playoff run. Because to this stage, Samsonov has not given them the reliable goaltending expected. Vanacek's been the better goaltenders. Remember, Vanacek, they got back to Seattle because Seattle signed Rudar. Otherwise, they wouldn't have Vanacek either. Because it's Phoenix Copley with Samsonov. So I can understand Washington looking at adding a goaltender and why Fleury might be an attractive option. And again, there's a lot of fantasy booking going on out there where you'll see a reporter say, well, what about this guy? Well, what about this guy? Like there's an article in Sports Net a couple weeks ago about 6 potential options for Edmonton in that. As Marc-Andre Fleury is just on the middle. Well, I think it all just gets into this could happen, might happen. The internet tries to take it off with it. But I do pose that question to people because if Fleury really still, identifies as Pittsburgh Penguin at heart, I don't know that he could go to Washington. I was very surprised when Lundqvist did.
You have prepared for this, and you know the disaster risks in your area. You have made a plan, and you've got your supplies. With a little preparation, you can be ready for anything. See how at getprepared.ca.
Welcome back, Gary. So before the games get started for tonight, here's the day video for all you fine people on the internet, starting with Aaron Dell. The NHL has suspended Aaron Dell 3 games for the incident involving Greg Batherson, who will be out longer than 3 games, and that whole debate is still out there, of course, of whether or not a suspension should equal the amount of time a player is missed. But Dell's going to be gone for 3 games for the Buffalo Sabres, which is right around where I think it logically was going to end up. But again, that whole debate about how long should a player have to miss with the suspension if that incident causes an injury is still out there. Pittsburgh Penguins, nice move by them today. I didn't see that coming. Jeff Carter has signed a 2-year extension worth $3.125 million a year. So he makes himself $6.25 million for the next 2 years. And for the Penguins, that gives them some depth down the middle. And again, I know he's in his mid-30s. I know he's older. He's not the same player that he was, but he's fitting very well for Pittsburgh. It's been a nice resurgence for him playing there. Montreal news. There's a lot of Montreal news today. First off, Carey Price, frustrated with the speed of rehab, wants to come back sooner than rehab seems to be allowing him to come back. There is no return date set for Carey Price at this point. He's very frustrated with the speed of things going. Gallagher and Byron could be back for the Montreal Canadiens this weekend, so they could get back in the lineup for them. Drouin, however, will not, and at any point in the near future, he's out indefinitely with an upper body injury. Dvorak is seen as being out day-to-day at this point. He, of course, got hurt the other night against Minnesota, and they also waived Sami Niku today. So with defense being as it is around the NHL, but clear does not, that's the question. I think Niku's had some good games for Montreal. I'm a bit surprised to see him on waivers, but again, he's got a 23-man roster, and if Montreal doesn't keep him part of that 23-man roster, on the waiver wire, so we'll see whether or not he clears. For Minnesota, Jonas Brodin believes that he will be good to return to their lineup on Friday. Brodin's been out for a bit. It definitely affects their blue line not having Brodin there, so coming back would be a huge boost for the Minnesota Wild blue line. Speaking of blue liners, Winnipeg Jets, former team of Sami Niku, maybe they pick him up on waivers, because Sandberg is out week to week with an upper body injury. So it's a bit of a shame here because Sandberg was, I think, playing all right for the Winnipeg Jets. I think he was doing a good job, but yeah, he's week to week, so we'll see how long that is. The week-to-week injuries usually are a minimum of 2 weeks. Very often ends up being a month. The waiver wire as well today. Connolly's on waivers for Chicago. He cleared waivers earlier this year. I haven't seen anything of him at the NHL level in any games he's played for Chicago to state that I think he'll have any problem getting through waivers he got through earlier. He likely gets through this time as well. Good news for New Jersey fans, Dougie Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton's been out for quite some time now with a broken jaw. He will travel with the team on the road trip. He's been on the ice as well. He's practicing, and so his return date is unknown, but the fact he's traveling with the team is an encouraging sign. He may not be out that long. He may come back wearing the full fishbowl, so making sure that his face is fully protected. He wouldn't be the first one to play while his jaw's still healing up, so normally I start with the preview. Today I'm starting with a news video. Big news coming out has been officially announced since I started setting up the board. Patrick Allvin is the brand new general manager of the Vancouver Canucks. Now Rutherford knows him. Rutherford's watched him coming up through the Pittsburgh organization. And you know, we'll see how this goes. Again, right away there's fans saying, oh, this is a terrible hire. This is just Rutherford's going to be making all the calls. You guys know that. But what Allvin has become is the second European GM, Jarmo Kekalainen, of course, in Columbus, is the first of the general managers from Europe, and Allvin is second. He was the head scout in 2002-2003, moved over to the Penguins organization in 2006-2007, became the head of European scouting in 2012-2013, the director of amateur scouting in 2017-2018, and became the assistant GM in the 2020-2021 season. So Allvin's worked his way up through the organization in Pittsburgh, now he's over to Vancouver, and sounds like a very knowledgeable, decent
decent pick for a general manager. So Rutherford made his calls late yesterday, telling candidates that they were out. So Darren Dreger was reporting that Alvin was going to be the guy, and he was the first one to report that. So he had the scoop on that one, and now it's official. Alvin will be the new general manager for the Vancouver Canucks. And we'll see what happens. It's clear with Bruce Boudreau in recent games that I don't think he has the lineup that he would prefer. I think they're going to be looking for more speed in the lineup. I think they're going to be looking for more pure skill in the lineup too. And what that ends up looking like, we'll see. But I get the feeling that's what they're looking for. And also, of course, with Boudreau, defensive responsibility is really important for him. So, yeah, we'll see how things line up with Vancouver going into the trade deadline and having a brand new general manager. Aaron Dell will have a hearing today. I was not sure if we would see it. I believe that the hit he threw on Batherson was dirty, because you don't expect a goaltender to come out and shoulder you into the boards. So it was not good, and combined with the fact that Batherson, he's out long term. They have not released an actual time frame yet for how long he's going to be out, but it's going to be a while. And so with Batherson out for quite a while, and it being obvious that Dell had intent behind it, then I totally get it. I totally get it. So we'll see how long Dell's out for. Again, Buffalo goaltenders, almost all of them injured. Now Dell's going to get suspended. So, yeah, but that was not something that you want to see, and so I'm glad that the Department of Player Safety is going to do something about that. I don't know how many games it's going to be, though. I get the feeling it'll probably be 1, 2 games, maybe 3, but I'm guessing 2. Although I would be okay with a longer one too, just because of this, it didn't look good. And really, the intent is there. You can't argue it's not. So we'll see what the Department of Player Safety does with that. Joe Pavelski, worth talking about right now. Early in the season, didn't look good. Early in the season, Pavelski had looked like, well, he's 37, guys get older. Well, whatever Ovechkin does, he must have shared his secrets with Joe, because Pavelski's been fantastic since the first, month of the season? So, he's now got 40 games played, 19 goals, 29 assists, 48 points. What's remarkable with this is, in 2013-2014, 79 points was his career high. So Pavelski could smash that. At the very least, he could best it, and he could do that at age 37. So Pavelski, earning his money this year, part of a great line with Hintz and Robertson, and it's dragging Dallas into the playoffs right now. We'll see if it stays that way, but yeah, Dallas for right now looks like they could end up being a playoff team in the West, and as they showed in 2020, they could be dangerous when you get to the playoffs. Of course, last night, Keith Yandel officially passed Doug Jarvis, 965 games for him. Jarvis had the record since December 26, 1986, when he played his 915th game and passed Gary Unger. And that was a night I remember for Don Cherry and Coach's Corner, just going nuts about how Gary Unger played hard minutes, and Gary Unger's 914 games were more impressive than Jarvis's 915 because he doesn't hit anybody and it shouldn't count. And it was quite the rant then. It's memorable for me, and that was 1986, so I was 13. But still, it stood out to me. So yeah, I'm not 13 anymore. So at 35 years of age, Yandel this year, 43 games, 13 assists, he's a minus 23 overall. Played 1,075 games in his career, 102 goals, 511 assists for 613 points. Split between Arizona, the Rangers, Florida, and the Philadelphia Flyers. So it's been a very good career for Yandel. And again, we'll see how far this games played streak goes. I'm glad he got there with all the protocols and protocol lists and missed games. Yandel's avoided that too. So that says a lot right there that Yandel's been able to avoid going on the protocol list to this point. And now we're at a stage where if it happened over the next couple of weeks or something, we can still say, well, he got the Ironman record first, right? So all the best to him. And also with Philadelphia, press conference today, clearly, because my Twitter timeline's full of stuff from Fletcher and others right now. But Fletcher's saying that Claude Giroux will make the decision on whether or not he leaves. Basically, they won't trade him unless he wants to go. Giroux, and that was reported.
by Sarah Valley and Elliot Friedman, Jeff Merritt tweeted out that Giroux is supposed to meet with his agent over the All-Star break, so they'll decide over the All-Star break. I get the feeling that in the All-Star break this year we're going to see maybe not a lot in the way of trades, but we may start seeing a lot more discussions with the certainty, relative certainty of the rest of the schedule, the separation between the top 8 and bottom 8. I think we're going to see some movement going on shortly after the All-Star break because we're overdue. We're really overdue. I know that the salary cap makes it more difficult. It's because they hockey trade. It's got to be dollar in, dollar out. And so that way it kind of becomes a hockey trade instead of just pure rental. It's funny because there's been years where we've seen tons of trades. And yet most of it's kind of just this guy for a 4th rounder, this guy for a 3rd rounder, and you're like, all right, well, doesn't really move the needle. So maybe we'll see some trades this year that kind of sort of do move the needle and change things. But Philadelphia also does not see themselves in a long-term hole, that they don't feel that they need a full rebuild. They don't need 4 or 5 years before they're going to be competitive. They view this as a really quick turnaround. They think that they're going to be in the playoffs maybe as soon as next year, maybe 2 years, but they don't see that there's anything really that wrong. And for me, from having watched Philly this year, I don't know how much of it is like
is a team in need of major changes. I think that they tried to fix the blue line in the offseason. I don't think those moves have turned out that well for them. Right now, it's being hurt most of the year has not helped. And it's been one thing after the other. They have a huge losing streak under Mino, now under a 13-game winless streak here. And it's just once things start going sideways like that, it's really hard to see them away from that. So I think for Philly, they're going to try to get them.
I have an idea for reminders.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get it. I probably shouldn't be in a position where I'm talking smack about the Edmonton Oilers again, especially considering their defeat of the Vancouver Canucks the other night, where Spencer Martin was pretty good, Mikko Koskinen was pretty meh, yet the Canucks ended up losing in OT to a Connor McDavid cross-crease goal. I probably shouldn't be talking smack about the Oilers because of that, but we're going to be going out there and discussing this idea anyway. It comes to us in the form of the 32 Thoughts article from a few days ago. Take a look at this. This is the same piece we've been highlighting in the previous few videos. Elliot Friedman, A Lesson to Learn. As we said in the previous videos, this article opens up with a few very meaningful paragraphs regarding the incidents with Derek Jocelyn, Boko Imama, and Jordan Subban. But going over onto the thought we wanted to focus on here in this article, it's about the Edmonton Oilers and their goaltending. Now, Smith and Koskinen have not been great the past few months over here, despite the fact that Koskinen has gone out there and defeated my Vancouver Canucks. That was mostly due to the Canucks play, not really due to Koskinen's play. He still let up some pretty bad goals. But still, when it comes to the Oilers and their goaltending, there is indeed a desire to improve, which is why they've been linked to pretty much every goaltender under the sun, whose name potentially could be seen as a trade market piece. One of these names is on the Philadelphia Flyers. It's Martin Jones. He's a guy who honestly hasn't really been playing out too great in terms of the numbers the past few years, ever since making his debut with the Kings and getting sent over to Boston in a trade and then getting sent back over to San Jose immediately afterwards in another trade. It was a pretty weird, strange path for Martin Jones. He used to be a pretty great NHL starter, getting a .918 save percentage in 65 games played. But as the years went on in 2018-19, Jones just hasn't really been the same. Starting out in 2018-19, he had, guess what, an .896 save percentage in 62 games. In 2019-20, he had an .896 save percentage in 41 games. In 2020-2021, he had an .896 save percentage in 34 games, all while his goals against average numbers increased. So this guy has been literally on a pretty steep decline since his days in San Jose, but this season his save percentage has taken somewhat of a boost. He's at a .901 this year, although his goals against average have increased as well, which if you're taking a look at a goaltender is a negative thing. You went from a .328 goals against last season in 34 games to 3.56 goals against this season in 17. Now, the Flyers are not a good team. This team has lost 13 in a row. They're last in the Metro, so I guess there is a little bit of a caveat that you could say exists here for Martin Jones and the profile he has with Philadelphia, but still, this is a goaltender that if you're going to go out there and take a look at the options you have for goaltender rentals at the trade deadline, because he does expire this season, he's making $2 million a year, this is probably not one of the better ones, which is why we go over onto 32 Thoughts and we see what Friedman has to say. If Philadelphia had been willing to take a late round pick for Martin Jones, it's possible he would already be an Edmonton Oiler. But the Flyers wanted something better and felt the market will strengthen as we get closer to the deadline. Name a goalie. Georgiev, Holtby, Husso, Khudobin, Korpisalo, Vanacek, Varlamov, they looked at it. There undoubtedly are others. Rentals, non-rentals, you name it. GM can haul in hell. He doesn't want to trade his first rounder, and multiple teams indicated that the higher it looked the second rounder could be, he wasn't thrilled about moving it either. That pick, or the Oilers' third, will go to Chicago, pending their playoff performance. Their fourth rounder already belongs to New Jersey. Dallas prefers moving Khudobin over Holtby, and several people made a good point about Semyon Varlamov. If he goes, there's no Russian on the roster with Ilya Sorokin. That's not a small thing. And so, we take a look at what apparently happened here with the Oilers and Martin Jones. The Philadelphia Flyers were not willing to part with a late round pick for this goaltender. They wanted something better, and whether or not that better is a first or a second, it's just not good enough for what the Oilers wanted to give up. And to me, I look at this and I say, darn, Philly, you're really reaching high here, aren't you? You think you could get a first or a second for Martin Jones of all people? Like, I get it, this guy was good before, but like, his numbers have been so bad, and he hasn't really shown off that he is that guy in any season in the past half decade, aside from 2018. So like, I don't really know where the evaluation is, where Philadelphia sees that Martin Jones is worth something like a first or a second. They might think, okay, it's just the market right now. Like, if we hold on to Jones, we'll wait till his value appreciates and we'll try to sell when he is at his peak, because we know this guy is a guy that's probably not going to stick around. He expires this offseason. That's a very dangerous tightrope you're trying to walk on there, Philadelphia Flyers, because in my opinion, just based off of how you have Martin Jones and his numbers and everything, if you have any form of return for this guy on the table, you take it. To me, that's anything. That's like a fourth or a fifth or a sixth. If you can get any sort of value for this guy, you get it. You deal with the repercussions and try to find another replacement goaltender later. But Martin Jones, to me, is not really worth all too much on that market right now. Nor is he going to be worth too much later in the future when he doesn't decide to re-sign with your team and he goes elsewhere. Get your value while you can get your value. I can understand holding on to the negotiation, trying to get more out of the opposite team, trying to say, okay, Edmonton, if you guys get this Martin Jones and you guys start winning again, you guys start performing, and you guys start getting those points up on the standings, your picks are not going to be as valuable as they are right now. Try to cough up a little bit more, and we'll say yes to that. I can understand that negotiation tactic, but trying to hold on to Martin Jones in hopes of being able to eventually get maybe a first and a second for this guy, yeah, I'm sorry, that's kind of too much. There are also way too many other goaltenders in the market that opposite teams that are trying to acquire a goaltender, they have the right to say no and choose. They have the right to be very picky with where they send their draft picks. They have the right to hold out on any potential trade with you, Philadelphia, because they've got Braden Holtby and Anton Khudobin just a call away. They have themselves options here, which makes things more difficult for you as the seller because there's a bigger competition, and it means you're going to have to lower your price. So I would not be surprised if Martin Jones eventually does get traded sometime towards the trade deadline, but he gets traded like at the very end. He's not traded until, let's say, the last half hour or the last 15 minutes, and he goes for something that's really small, only like a fifth or a sixth round pick, because I don't really see Martin Jones getting any better. Do you? Do you see this guy with an .896 save percentage flat across the past 3 seasons, improving significantly on the Flyers of all teams that have lost 13 in a row and haven't really shown any signs of life? They lost to the Islanders the other day. Come on. Do you see Martin Jones going out there and improving? Because I don't. And I don't really think the market is going to settle down in a way where players like Martin Jones, who are kind of hovering in this bubble of mediocrity, are going to go out there and fetch you more than they would today a few months from now. So, talk in the comments, what do you think? If the Oilers made the right call on saying, okay, no, screw that. We're not giving up a first for Martin Jones, of all people. Philadelphia can go out there and keep that. Are you serious? Flyers fans, let me know in the comments also if I've been a little bit too harsh on your goaltender. Do you think that based off the way he has been playing this season, he is worth more than what I'm evaluating him at? Do you think
now we're going to the second round.
against the Vikings. Again, okay, cool, great. Any new teams now? Then, do I even check the stats? Everybody seems so nobody was stepping up. They're going to write a documentary about the team to dark at the last game. Like, look at how many people are minus players. Connor Bedard, Burakovsky, Turris, Dano. Why do you think I wanted to trade you at the trade deadline? Because you are a food. Ivan, everybody is trash except the fourth line. The fourth line looks to be better if they try. I was going to put you on goaltending, junk you on. How much? Markov made one save. Oh, that's why. Oh, so he had one save during that 41 shot game from New York. The Carolina Hurricanes 44, 28, and 5, 4, and 1 in their last 10. What do they look like? We faced them before. Last time we made it to the second round, they crushed us like small beetles. Svechnikov, Martin Beaches, Jordan Kyrou, Sutler, Pedro, Jarvis, Bjorkstrand, Conrad. What a good team. Teddy Luger. Defensively, we're better than them in every aspect. But it's going to be so solid. They're going to like this. I'm so negative about this team right now. Their goaltender, Miles Cup, and Lucas Stossel. They're scratch players, Fury, Laferriere, and Stevens. That's a really good team. I'm surprised they didn't win more games than they did in the regular season. We're way better in every single aspect. Game 1 against the Hurricanes. Can we go to the conference finals for the first time in franchise history? We're going to find out today. I think we're going to we got to turn the team around. I need to see absolutely clear dominance. Goal 1. First with the goal. 3-2, 2-0 Atlanta. 3-0. Edwin, welcome to the scoreboard. Appreciate everybody stopping by today for the playoffs, the 2028 Stanley Cup playoffs. I appreciate everybody who stopped by today. To be here. Okay. Taking a goal there. The end of the first. Still 3-1. Shots relatively even. Move on, it's on you. Move on. You have a 3-goal lead. If you blow this, you're going to get beat up out in the parking lot by Atlanta Thrashers fans. Okay? And I'll allow it. Stop that negativity, Henry Wong. Markov! Defenseman gets the goal on top of Sprite. And I'm going, did they have Dostal? Like, hold on. Did they go with the target? Or did they go with Dostal? Oh, they pulled him after 3. Okay. Third period, up by 3. This should be a victory, right? You think that. Luke scores our best player so far in the postseason. Power play again. Dano enters the scoreboard for this evening, and the Thrashers grab on their Hurricanes. I like to see that. Very satisfying. 6-1 win in game 1. And first star is the 3-point shot line. This is position there. He can't beat the property. Can't beat the property. I need to be better. I need everybody to be better. Please, you 10 points. Man, Connor Bedard has been sort of disappointing. I need him to show up. He's 95 overall. Show up, please. Game 2. Home ice before we get on. Carolina. Who wants to go to Carolina? Taking a power play. Doesn't really go anywhere there. We're closing it on the end of the first period. They do have beat shot totals. However, it's a 0-0 game heading into the second period. Okay. 0-0. Come on, Atlanta. Do something good.
Boys, do something good. Please, power play Carolina again. Atlanta, you need one goal at this point. Someone, anybody score. For Atlanta, England, there you go. Defenseman, you're seriously offensive core. You're gonna leave it to your back end, really? Oh, they have 20. They're doubling up the shots. No reason Carolina should be back. No reason Atlanta should be in this game at all. It's got too long right now. 1-0. I'm not sure how long that's going to last. We need insurance, baby. We need insurance. Come on, City Farm Arena, baby. Let's go. Third period. No, Spencer outtimes it. It was bound to happen eventually. What is it? Power play. Goddamn game. Now, these are the rules for this postseason. Since we're doing the entire postseason, we're not jumping into overtime unless it is an elimination game or a pivotal game of that. Game 2, home ice, overtime. Who is going to end it here? Connor Bedard, I need you. I need you to come up clutch. Someone in Leicester, please. Please. They've been so, Carolina's been so good tonight. Ivanens takes the 2-0 series lead, baby. 2-0 series lead. DuPont with an excellent game, his best of the entire postseason. I'll take that. Do I seem worried or anxious? I am, completely and utterly. Game 3. A chance to take a stranglehold over the Hurricanes. Here in Carolina, they get a power play early. We're going to kill it off and immediately get leading with 7 points. Oh, fine. They're a good team. I know they are. We're better. It's not even a question. Don't worry, random number generator will get it right back. Power play. Illegal refs. Referees! Whoa! You're just gonna call 3 or 4 penalties against us? Double minor. There's 2 spins. Interesting down, right? How can you do that? Really? That is important. Second period, and it's a 0-0 game. Power play for Kowalski with the goal. 1-0 Atlanta. He's been good for it. Power play, Carolina goes down to half the bench. Shots are even. 1-1 halfway in the game. Shots be won by another one. It's one. And wouldn't it be nice if we could take this ahead? Wouldn't it be nice? What happens? Suns turn into pterodactyls. I can't do that. Hangman, welcome to the streets. Third period, 2-1 Carolina. It's not a game we're going to third period. It's one of the best offenses. Higher than NHL. Of course not. No, you can never do that now. No, see, coach, have it. Come on, man. He's back and forth. I can't even blame him in that game. Dude, anyone show off on this game ever. Connor Bedard, I'm just feel close if you're crapping on Connor Bedard, and that's not a territory I want to go to. I love Connor Bedard. That's right. He does not fit well in the shape. He does not. He's not the generational prospect that he is. Hey, well, I'm glad to hear that, Maverick. What's bad about the team? Do we want to play that team? Seriously, why are you such a bad player, man? Why are you so bad? Okay. even care. I don't even care. So just me not caring. Here's congratulations. Congratulations. No. Atlanta must win. They must win. Connor Bedard, you're starting to bother. Yeah, just he's not playing like Connor Bedard. Okay? He's not. Connor Bedard gets traded. Who knows? Just what's the point of this game anyway? They're going to come back and this game. It's what you love the game. We don't ever need to keep. Don't just say, oh, Connor Bedard, are you gonna get traded? You're gonna be traded for two absolute studs. You have the full trade bar. All I'm saying is, yeah, they know the more way in. You cannot win in NHL 22 by slow simming every single game. You're gonna have to go to the calendar. If you want to build a dynasty, yeah, go to the calendar and sim things down there. We're not winning. First, high game. 2-1 series. It really is on the line here. Is it going to be a best of 3 or will we have a 3-1 series lead? 1-1 halfway through the third. Can anybody capitalize? Please, Carolina power play. Oh my God, someone Atlanta, please. Nachushkin got demoted to the fourth line and Turris gets the empty netter. Now sad. Wow. 3-1 series lead. We are 1 win away. Tampa Bay is the other team headed the final. Connor Bedard has been disappointed. Everybody's been disappointed. Understand, we need hope, luck. 3 games to capitalize and send us to the conference finals. Big Turris keeping his momentum up. The tank on wheels, Connor Red will tie the game up halfway through the first period. They're out shooting us. It feels like every single game. Power play Carolina. These refs are on something, man. Why? Who is taking these penalties? Who is it? England! Our best defenseman? How? What? Don't you think a guy who's 90 overall is that big of a line? 1-1. Not bad. 2. 5-on-3 power play? Are you kidding me? Snow takes the lead. 2-1 Atlanta. The U.S. Strand will tie this up at 2 apiece. 5 minutes left in the second. They're leading in shots. They have the momentum. We get to end on 2. I want to do
that everybody flat out, they've all been really disappointing. No, I mean, I can't say that because guys like Vince Turris are scoring 7 goals. You know, can't be too bad with that. He's a fun player. Guys statistics are sort of coming together after a run like that. I think Turris and are scoring. I just need them to be that much better. Burakovsky, who had it traded 7-9. Mercer 9. Mercer, 2 really important goals. Paul Platt coming here with 6 points for him. Oh, did you ever feel like the other team just goals 5 seconds left? That's me every single game. Goaltending, John Kimon, 9.4. Okay, you just do that. Upper final, baby! Oh, yeah, trust me, I saw that Dell hit last night. I did. Tampa Bay, 48 wins on the year. What do they look like in the year 2020? They got their way past their prime. Way past. Way past. Still with the end of it. Brady Point is only 32 years of age. They keep moving on to 34, and really. Oh, Anthony Duclair, Nicholas Backstrom on the Tampa Bay play. Donskoy, Joseph, Ashwood, Kurianov, Jiri, Kurashev, not Kurashev. No. Just an inside job in the defensive core. It's okay. Kurashev is definitely scored, so. Goaltender. The best goaltender in the NHL today. 42 wins, you can win another Vezina. You can always win that goal. And now it's still in here. Can we go to the Stanley Cup final for the first time? It will either be against Minnesota or Vancouver. Or one Cup finals, will we be there at the end of the day? Game 1, home ice advantage against the dynasty. The Tampa Bay Lightning. First series underway. Eric Brandstrom getting a goal. Appreciate it for stuff. We already got Shevin shot time. 3-0. Vasilevsky, get out of here. Get out of here, Glenn. That's how you never do that. 3-1 after the first. Cirelli does get a goal there at the end of the game. Or at the end of the first series. I'm so impressed with this series and this playoff run. I got with a championship at some point, which is godforsaken team. I'm juggling my words, man. Come on. Second series, 3-1. It's your game to lose, Atlanta. And they're letting them right back into it. Right back into it. Right back into it. Right back into it. Immediately. Guard does get one though, restoring our 2-goal lead. Restoring our 3-goal lead. Yay! Philip Deneau, appreciate it. Even Philip Deneau. You've been quite solid for us. Now I've been saying wow. You're gonna be good one of the years ever. This is a year. And then I'll never say another bad thing about you ever again. I'm trying to read. This lab, Victor, yep. The schedule, Victor, and Golden Houston also gets one as well. And the whoopsa, very similar to the first game of the second round against the Hurricanes where we won 6-1. Yay, they won wins, they do win. Edinger. The goal there, he's been quite good. I'm glad I wore it. I could have got him. He would have taken a bit. I'm glad Edinger has stepped up into that goal. You'll always see that second one.
Of course we didn't make it. Damn it.
Second game, all ice advantage before we get off to Seattle Arena. Third series underway. Who is it going to be? Starting the big
lost goal the shot. Tampa Bay will get the first goal. Oh my God, it's almost like I know this game like the back of my hand. 1-0. Tampa Bay. Dawson Mercer ties the game up. Appreciate it, Dawson. Gurianov! You've been relevant since Dallas, man. Leave me alone. Power play Atlanta. I'd like to see our power play on a big fourth one. Oh, Guri, screw off Gurianov, man. Seriously? You get a hat trick? You get a hat trick? Really? Seriously? Really? So, wow. Thank you. Isn't it fun how this team goes from 50 to victory to not being able to absolutely anything? And yes, Vasilevsky, fantastic goal. It's just the game. I don't know.
Ooh, I'm here. Okay. Whoa, Amber drops.
You love when I get ads, but I get that a lot.
Oh my God, I want to trade up for this guy so bad. I wanted this guy, I want to trade up for him. And see, I did get Lambert too. 2 young Finland players.
You know it's a bad stream when I have to start tapping on Connor Bedard. Shorthanded, there's been so many shorthanded defensive goals in this friggin' postseason. There's 2 from us and 1 from Tampa Bay. How are you letting defensemen score shorthanded ever? That's insane. 2-1 at the end of 40. That's the lead for us. How long will it hold? Power play Tampa immediately. The refs heard me. They questioned me. They called me out. Yes, Seth Stanford on the 4th line. You were a pickup in free agency. No one ever talks about you. I'm not even sure how many times I've said your name this year, and that is a massive goal to put us up 2-1 in the conference final. Yes. Much appreciated. Come on, get the first start, Mom. It's an impressive game. The best part of Summy is when he turns into all sorts of animals during the live streams raging. Yeah, no, but it's entertaining, you know? It's entertaining. My favorite NHL creators are the screamers, like UDC, but he doesn't always. I feel like a screamer all the time. But it's so entertaining. I haven't seen this for Africa. More views, baby! No, it's entertaining. And I scream, I don't always matter. And hey, all I'm saying, Amir Menard for that first overall pick is looking more and more likely. Because this is the first time we made the conference finals, and we did it all without Amir Menard. I'm no conspiracy theorist. What makes sense. Game 4, here at Amalie Arena, before we head off to Atlanta once again. Can we take a 3-1 series lead with us? Power play Tampa. These refs, man, they're working against us. Gary Bettman doesn't want a championship in Atlanta. He doesn't want it. Power play Tampa. I miss 2BC2. He was my child. He's my favorite creator ever. It's not even close. I miss X-Tech too. He doesn't upload anymore, I don't think. It's sad. I'm here. Real close. 1-0.
Yeah, I got like 3 second round picks. So, yeah.
Holy Jesus, man. Everyone's taking penalties. I gotta see it. So we have to have oh, you stud, you! Mr. Finger, because he is epic gamer. Let me see the penalty.
Yeah, I got pick number 12.
No, are you saying the most defensively reliable forward
I am most likely to get Ram. Lambert if he doesn't go. He is precisely to go 14, I think. That's what the.
Please, boys, this is huge. We're good. Please. Nothing. Just left. And then your 2-goal game for the rookie? No, it's the second season. Sorry, it's the sophomore season. I mean, it stepped up big as that second line center. Thrashers are 1 win away from a Stanley Cup Finals appearance. Josh Dumont puts up the shutout. Game 5. We have a chance to end this thing. And more anything. That's what it is. I know it's not. It's just look. I know. I know. Sense your fear, I swear. It's the worst war game I've ever played. This is the one the Canucks are up 3-1 in their series. Game number 5. They can't end Tampa Bay. Please do it. We've been so good this series. The refs have been on their side the entire time. Look at that. They're the power play for half the period. How do they do that, man? Holy, our penalty kill has been great. I shouldn't say that. I agree, but I agree with you. Who took the penalty? Arkansas. How is it? It's insane. The game's actively working against us. If I go look at their discipline, they're all 85. Ow! One foot away. Second series goes away. 0-0. Who's going to get the first goal? And Zach Sanford, leader to the left wing for Flyers. Sonny would be great on TSN far down videos. Oh, hey! Okay. I would do it totally. Vince Turks. 2-0 in Atlanta. I love screaming. About hockey. I can talk about hockey all day. Third series off 2-0. The Thrashers. 2-0. 1 period away from the Stanley Cup Final for the first time in history. Eric Brandstrom and the Thrashers are gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Yes, Brandstrom. 4-0 win. The Thrashers do it. Sanford for Conn Smythe. Might as well. Josh Dumont. Who got off to the road and killed the big Vikings. You know what that reminds me of? Brayden Colby playing Tampa Bay 2 times in a row to catch the Stanley Final. Back when they say, I think that's from Washington with now.
Chapter. I'm just going to Trader second.
Here's the rest. But the Fury hasn't won a championship in Vancouver. That is the question. Elias Littleton ties things up because Dumont, here's Dumont. Had a great postseason so far, and here he comes to be an absolute mediocre goaltender. It's about time, wasn't it? 3-3, third period. What can we do here? Power play Atlanta. I'd like a goal. I'd like a goal. One goal's gonna win. Come on, Atlanta, please, Atlanta, do something, Atlanta, please, Atlanta. Well, it is the Stanley Cup Finals. So what I'm gonna do here. We're gonna jump in. The Stanley Cup Finals, we gotta jump in, right? It's Cup Finals. We make exceptions for Cup Finals, right?
Google Career Certificates provide online training for in-demand jobs. Train for jobs in IT support, project management, data analytics, user
Oh wow, you
experience
actually for it. Okay.
Put your skills to work
One
with the Google
goal.
Career Certificate.
How to take one with an active family. A 40-20 40 split folding second row.
Oh, am I worried? Absolutely. I'm going to press on me. No, we didn't do it. You're all here to see it, by the way. You're all here to see it. It does. I don't know. Worried about it. Oh, no. I gotta turn. Sorry, my bad. I hate how if you change the, how the one, like, you change it from dynamic in this mode, it'll take you to another. Whatever. Ooh, hello, James. Welcome to the stream. Overtime, game 1 of the Cup Finals. Step up, boy. Connor Bedard. We're on a penalty kill to start overtime. Isn't that fantastic? Who's the rest? Open that up. With you, the dynamic defense, the cornerstone of the Canucks. That's a hit there. Be aggressive, boys. Lindholm at the goal here tonight. He ties the game up front. Besser over to Pettersson. That is going to no. That's a huge hit. Lindholm. Long save. 2-1. 5 seconds left on the penalty kill. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by the live stream. If you haven't considered subscribing, like, consider joining our community. Endless, jumping out. Thank you. Penalty kill is over. I think it's that first line out there. Oh, Kathy, you're not good. Oh, he gets murdered. Bedard. Oh, Drieger, but the save, Drieger. Connecting the power forward. Around the net, Hoglander. Ooh, that was tight. Somebody go up. Are you kidding me?
Oh, medium and deep. Nice. That's what I want right there.
Oh my god. We're not worried about anything else right now. It is the Stanley Cup Finals. Hoglander. Somebody step up on him. Bedard. No. Pettersson. Connecting. What a save you lost. Durant. Okay, Durant. Comes in. Second line is out there. I want second line over. No. Connecting. He has a little bit of room. Somebody step up. That is a hit shot there for Pettersson. got to the lead. Oh, turret! Oh, he went 5 goal. Weavers stopped that. Yeah, second line on my first defensive pairing out there. He got murdered. That's one of the coolest. That's one of the biggest things I've ever seen. I think I know what you're talking about. Doing massive. And he's on lock. Oh boy, kind of directed that. We're coffee. Oh, Raider with the
Good job. I got 2 really good players. Kimmel and Lambert.
Eminger, face off, win, sort of, no, yes. Yes, Eminger. Oh, gets crunched in front of the net. That's unfortunate. No, he's going to skate in with ease. Pedersen gets murdered. Englund just pass it, Hughes. Pass it, Burakovsky. Pass it. Yes, on net, I'll take that. Mercer. I know you scored overtime goals before, Mercer. Oh, come on. Does Bromwell absolutely just do a flip. What a crappy team we are. What a crappy team we are in overtime. There's no fight at all. I'm not sure who's coaching. And they score with ease. Why can't we set plays like that? We have a better offense. We have a better defense. We have a better goaltender. No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
I'm way more comfortable giving him 5. I mean, I don't. His contract's expiring next season anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Ooh, he got 5 as well, 5.7.
Yeah, you've gone the entire postseason here. Don't just turn around and stop playing good hockey. Please, Atlanta. You're 4 wins away.
Teddy wants 5 as well. 5. Under 7 days. They both signed. Of course they did.
What's the point? What's the point, man?
17 mil. Ooh. I don't mind trading Kadri now.
Where is he, man? Is he not the sniper on the first line? Power play Vancouver. Oh my God, the refs. The refs are on their side again. My God, 2-1. Do we not have a mascot? No, I don't think we do. Did I change the mascot? I don't. 2-1. So it's tied in my eyes because we're no way we're holding on to a 2-1. We never do. We need insurance. Come on, State Farm. Please. We need insurance. 7 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Please! We're so close! Game 2 victory.
I mean, if I sign for Bellinger, I could also trade Kadri. I could probably trade Lindholm too as well to free up more cap.
Game 3. And off the Rogers Arena, and it is a high series. And offensively, we're just so lackluster right now. But we go from game 2 victory. What if we what if I do for a cop? You're a cop. So we're too good to be winning games. Obviously, winning is all good.
I didn't quite give Bellinger a 3-year deal. With that same price tag, what about Thomas? Well, how much does he want? Okay, that's actually not bad for Thomas. I can afford Thomas and Kyrie right now. Or Sir Uter. He wants 1 year as well. Interesting, okay. Figured that you guys will want a better contract.
He change my lines during the middle of a game. I guess it's on my coach, technically, because the GM would never go, hey, do this during the middle of the game. Maybe they are.
Oh yeah, his contract was kicked in, didn't it? Richard's. Yeah, I gave him a 5-year, 4.5. Hayes as well. Simpson's gone next season as well. I didn't trade Armia as well. I had to get that contract out of the way too. Okay, so I got some options. First, Lindholm and Kadri are both going to be gone.
Somehow, some way, we're not playing well in the slightest right now. Connor Bedard, you were getting on my goddamn nerves, man. You were nothing, he tells it nobody. Best line, congratulations, best place, congrats.
These two are definitely playing the AHL. They're definitely playing on the AHL the same line. I want these two to get going. Badger, I'm going to leave him unsigned until next season. He could be absolute stud. DFD.
Ooh, that put Markov in that. I don't want Markov. You want? I don't know.
Goalies. DiPietro's still signed, okay. Green, I would leave him unsigned. And leave Tika on unsigned as well. I'll let them play in their respective leagues. Aiden Hill does not want an extension, that's fine. I need to find another goalie anyway.
It's no rhyme or reason. We're good or not. Vancouver is nowhere near us. At all. They don't have the X factors we do. They don't have the defense we do. They don't have the goaltending we do.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign Bellinger. I don't want to give him. I'm gonna give him a 3-year extension now, not 5, because that's just crazy.
So utterly abysmal. There's no fun in
5.4.
at all. None. Shut up. Shut your goddamn mouth. What a terrible. Then, what do you want me to do? We're down 3-1 in the Stanley Cup Finals. I hate this game. How does this game
A lot more money, of course. Yep. Yep. Nice. Awesome.
We're better in every conceivable way.
Oh, 13 mil. Okay. Me 5.5 then. I'm not going over than that.
Great. I wasted. Just do the draft. The draft is always fun. Oh, things will be happening in the draft. Oh, it's nice. Absolutely. How would I not do that?
There we go. 5.5. Yeah, that's decent. That's good enough. Okay, I got most of my guys back. I still have 8 mil in cap space too, so.
At all.
I need to review my coach as well. I thought a bullpen sniper on the team now brought Besser.
I gotta go Markov. Markov's the guy to go with. Want to prove yourself, Markov? Do you mind? You turn around and you think so bad. Like nothing. Like no, at all. Just that. Markov, it's your time. Cool. Isn't that great? Wow. Hey,
5, down in the series. It's all over. We will find out today. On home ice, by the way. Oh, Noah. Just kill me. Just kill me. Just for the love of... Oh, yeah. Rodrigo Finger is mine. You better believe I'm going out and getting him in the draft. Absolutely I am. 1-1. Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The nose scores. Where's Connor Bedard? Where's Connor Bedard? Where's the 95 overall player? Why is it when another team has a 95 overall, they're always there doing stuff, but Connor Bedard is doing nothing at all? Like he hasn't, has he showed up once for us in the last 2 rounds? The best thing about this. So thank you, Peterson. Congratulations. They blew it. They blew it. Ah, it was about time, wasn't it? Here we go. We're going to start it over for the regulation. I guess we're jumping again. I guess. So we're just playing like doo-doo all the time.
This thing can't be good for our eyes. When you invest online with people advice direct, you don't need to stay glued to a screen. You get alerts.
Wouldn't that be the perfect time to game back? The Guardian's captain. He's captain. This is his first year captain. I think we would have won this series pretty easily if we had Guard. Because that just pushes all the other talent down to the left, all the other snipers that we have now. Yes, he's captain. He was named captain after Tom Kenny Andrews trade. Here we are. Is Vancouver going to win a championship? I guess we'll see. And oh, we're dumping the puck now. Is that what we're doing? Guard. Hard, man, so close. So far. Chris, just bring it around the net. Do I play on Superstar? No, this is All-Star. It produces the best hockey in all time anyways. I would always usually play relatively smaller some pros.
Fire you, fire everybody to his clean house. As I always do at the end of every first season.
Remember, he got an 82 overall there, and he's gone apparently. I don't know.
I'm your coach. I'm not really nice. Ooh, there's a forward coach here. Oh. Percent. That's even worse than the other guy. Damn.
Thank you to everybody who's come by. I really do appreciate it. I would be paying more attention to
Thanks,
that.
Pat.
I was worried about
Finding people's very tricky. 37%. Wow.
That's full. Wow. What Brad? David. Not watching. I'm not watching. Sorry. But hey, Chris Krieger is the best goaltender who has ever lived, apparently ever. I'm not doing the draft this episode, no. I gotta come out first string. And yeah, no, guys are getting moved here. Hey, Ivan, you were fantastic for us. Jet Woo. Jet Woo. What else am I supposed to do, man? What's there? No, what's there?
Oh, God, sorry, you fool, man. Oh, look, you're all alive, so Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. How did we lose? How did we lose? Our Cup wasn't even bad in this last game. Terrible to let it go overtime. Terrible. But let's check the Canucks. Let's check the Canucks and see how good they were. Let's check the Canucks. How are the Canucks? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The 36-year-old Tyler Seguin with 24 points. Absolutely. Oh, Jess, I'm so with you, done. Wow. News like that. You absolute football. Now, here's a hint. Maybe you're an art? You lost that one. You lost it. You lost. The good news is, we do have some flexibility in the offseason. I believe we have we have a whole lot. And I definitely plan on making moves. What is another surprising annual playoff run? But usually, we don't have a first-round draft pick this year. Oh, but we better believe Rodrigo Finger is mine. Almost had it. Maybe. One day. I'm not going to do the draft this episode. I gotta regroup, get my lineup together, see what I want for next year, see what I chemistry and all that jazz. I want to go over the draft class again and put like a couple extra guys here and there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoyed this. I didn't at all think you did really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share it.
Welcome back. Okay, so we're going to discuss Elias Lindholm. It is the 400-point mark for his career, and I thought, sure, why not? So I don't do this with every player who hits a milestone, but I think Lindholm is an interesting career to look at right now. Elias Lindholm, a high draft pick in 2013, drafted 5th overall by the Carolina Hurricanes, didn't reach his potential in Carolina, and they moved him. And then Calgary showed faith in him from day one, and he's rewarded them from day one. And while he has his ups and downs along the way, he's been pretty consistently good in Calgary. So his first year, 2013-2014, right out of the draft, he played 58 games for Carolina, 9 goals, 12 assists for 21 points. Again, with rookie seasons, goals and assists are great. A guy who comes in and he performs right out of the gate in the NHL is awesome, but it doesn't happen that often, right? In 2014-2015, follow-up season, 81 games played, 17 goals, 22 assists, 39 points. Nice progression there. So August 27th, he signs a 2-year extension, and the cap hit is $2.7 million per year. So that would kick in later. For 2015-2016, 82 games played, 11 goals, 28 assists, 39 points. So his points stay the same, the goals regress a bit. But I think that was the year that I picked him as a breakthrough candidate, where I really kind of liked what Carolina had going on at that point, and I thought Lindholm was ready to do what he would do later. 2016-2017, in 72 games played, 11 goals, same as the year before, 34 assists, 45 points. So his points per game goes up, but it still doesn't feel like he's taken that next step, right? So there's some discussion to be had. 2017-2018, 81 games played, 15 goals, so right about in line with the 2014-2015 numbers, 28 assists, which is exactly the same as 2015-2016, and 44 talent's there. It hasn't broken through at that level yet, right? So June 23rd, the Carolina Hurricanes and Calgary Flames were the same game shakeup. And so Elias Lindholm was traded along with Noah Hanifin to Calgary in exchange for Michael Furlan, Adam Fox, and Dougie Hamilton. Now, of course, Fox was refusing to sign with Calgary, so then to get something done for him. And then Fox was refusing to sign with Carolina, and he had to be traded, and of course, we'll get into that another time too. But for Lindholm, it was a pretty strong endorsement from Calgary before he stepped on the game. On July 16th of that summer, he signed a 6-year contract with Calgary for $29.1 million, a cap hit of $4.85 million until 2024. So there's a lot of faith shown in him right away, and he hasn't played He's not even a 20-goal scorer yet. So this is one of those contracts people look at and think, well, why are they giving him that money? He's had a 20-goal season yet. It's that speculation. It's like going on the stock market and going, I think this guy, the stock's going to go well, and I buy well as well. Kind of what GMs do as well. And he rewards them for their favorite. 81 games played, 2018-2019. 27 goals, 51 assists, 78 points, which is still a career high, and that may remain a career high. I don't think he hits that number this year. It's possible, but hey, he could score more than 27 goals this year. That is quite possible. In the playoffs, Calgary, who had this magical run in the regular season of 2018-2019, they hit a wall with the Colorado Avalanche in the playoffs, and in 5 games went home 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. He did finish 10th in Selke voting, and if Calgary gets into the playoffs this year, if Calgary shows some real progression and Lindholm scores really well, he may get to the Selke votes as well this year. Of course, keeping in mind he may not be the top Selke candidate in Calgary, looking at Backlund as a potential as well, right? So 2019-2020, and he followed up. He does. 70 games played, 29 goals, 25 assists, 54 points. His points per game come down, but he scored 29 goals in 70 games. Pretty close to a 30-goal season, right? In the playoffs that year, 10 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. They knock out Winnipeg in the playing round, and then they lose to Dallas in round 1. But during that season, he also had 7-game win goals, which is fifth in the National Hockey League. So for Lindholm, it's really been quite the growth for him in Calgary. It showed again in 2020-2021. He scored the season of 56 games, 19 goals, 28 assists, 47 points. He just produces that 47 points higher than anything he produced in the season in Carolina, playing 26 more games than what he really played in the full season, right? So this year so far, 38 games played, 14 goals, 19 assists, 33 points. And again, Calgary's had their great times, they've had their empty ones along the way as well, but Lindholm has been remarkably consistent. He has 690 games played now, 153 goals, 247 assists, gets 400 points. Only 15 playoff games. 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points in those playoff games. He's doing well at faceoffs this year. His percentage is 53.5%, which is above his career percentage, which is 52.4%. And then we look at the difference in the numbers between Carolina and Calgary, and it's remarkable. And it's something that I don't know that Lindholm would have done this if he stayed in Carolina. I think it was just a fantastic fit with Calgary, and it was perfect timing, and it just worked. So in Carolina, he scored 0.5 points per game. In Calgary, it's 0.87. So his scoring has gone up dramatically in Calgary. Shots per game has gone up as well. He was shooting 1.93 shots per game in Carolina. It's 2.4 in Calgary. So he is shooting more often. His plus minus, and keeping in mind that Carolina was bad during large portions of the time. However, he's a minus 70 in Carolina. He's been a plus 59 in Calgary. So, yeah, it's been quite the turnaround for Lindholm. Of course, that plus minus number eventually begins to self-evolve if you score enough, and that's the debate I've had for a long time. But that's a forward wide goal set. So there's that. Now, his expected goals for and goals against. If you're into this part of the stats, his expected goal for in Carolina minus his expected goals against was an 11.7. That's his 374 games played. His expected goals for in Calgary, 163 minus 137.4 goals against. So expected goals against. His expected plus minus is plus 25.5. that regardless of what your ice time might be and whatever else is going on, he's just playing better than Calgary. That's what he said. His ice time shows it as well. 17 minutes and 9 seconds forward to Carolina. His 19 minutes and 57 seconds to Calgary. And I think it really does start with them signing for that long-term contract extension. We believe in you. Here's your money. Go out and show that contract is a bargain. Because $4.85 million for what Lindholm brings for Calgary, I think is a bargain. His hits have dropped. His game has changed. There was more hitting in his game in Carolina. He had 466 hits and 374 games, which is 1.24 or about 1.25 hits per game. In Calgary, he's still hitting 256 hits in 245 games, but it's down to 1.04 hits per game. So, more scoring, a little bit less hitting, more ice time. And so that's the other interesting thing is he's got more ice time, but the hits don't come down. So it's definitely less a part of the game now than what before. And with that extra ice time, his expected goals against have not been high. These technical goals, he reacts very well to that extra ice time. So it's been a fun career so far.
Communists are making some big plays. Oh God. They're working on the Pokeball. We don't have time for this. We have to stop them now. Hand grenades. I choose you. At the moment when Ash has had enough. If you know I'm playing this on hard mode, you can't tell because I'm literally just wading through everyone. Give me some real difficulty. I mean, come on. I beat the Modern Warfare trilogy on veteran. I beat Black Ops on veteran. Trust me, it wasn't even that one mission, Jesus Christ. They really watered down the difficulty in these new COD games. And before you say it, even just hardened on World at War was already crazy hard. All I did was mention World at War. I didn't know they put the death screen close to this game. Go! No one messes with Uncle Sam, bitch! I got civilians in my sight! No! Get behind cover! Oh, God! Give him covering fire! You! Oh, he just walked away. Is anyone gonna hit me? Anyone? I've just been standing here. Have I mentioned I'm on hard mode? Oh, no.
Someone's killing the fire.
Is that him? That's him! That's Percy! The nuclear Pokeball. We're running out of time. Where's Percy? Stop! Oh. Don't like me.
How many relay devices can Percy detonate with those codes?
Detonate all of them.
Command be advised, we are dealing with a game situation.
Well, the game just let me... Oh, I didn't think so. I had to check. I'm sorry. I take the Geneva Convention very seriously. I wonder if I can get a collateral with this. It's a triple. Alright, Black Ops, let's get out of here. We gotta go rendezvous with the rest of the squad. Let's go! Are you guys alright? Oh, God. I gotta pick which one of them to say. Between one of the things you said is always good. Okay. Teeny, Miney. Oh, alright, mark it is. No! I ran out of time! Hey, what are you doing? Why am I tied up? Hey! That was an accident, I swear. Hey, you're the key. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, God, is that it? I have a thing against needles. I can't. Alright, you know what? For the country, I will sacrifice the Yasa. I'm sorry. Sure. Hey, stay away from me! Oh, God. Oh, God.
Think back to our time in Vietnam one more time.
Okay, all I see is the Rolling Stones concert. Let's go. unlock something from my memory. That is, I figured it out. The past quick. I see the ruins. Right. Go right, got it. Don't ever tell me what to do, Daisy Bulls. They brought AK-47s to a bullfight. I am Hawkeye. Maybe not. Yes, no. That was the door. Okay. Something about this feels off.
Yeah, good Walker. Now tell me about Perseus.
I don't know. He was the son of Poseidon. He stole a lightning bolt in thousands of parts, including my prostate. Motherfucker, those movies suck. Just stick to the books, people.
Absolutely, you're a ruin.
Why is he making me run it again?
Well-traveled trail on your left. Now,
clear him out! Oh, God, hold up. Damn it!
that's not what happened, Bill.
Fuck up! I can't tell what's going on because the cutscenes are stuttering. Name the activation. Perseus. Wait, that is you? Never been this close. I gotta see his face. What is going on? I tell him. I'm slow watching. The guy's just tripping out on that. It's him. I think Perseus is an organization, not a single guy. Wait, if I am Perseus, that's why I'm sitting here. This is the airplane scene from the start of the game. I am in Perseus. The Americans reprogrammed my mind. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay, alright, you're lying. You put this shit in my head.
We need to give you a new identity. The CIA reinvented you.
Okay, so I'm Russian. I'm gonna try a Russian accent. I was never in Vietnam. I can't do a Russian accent now. People are sick. How did changing my identity help you? You're a straight up role playing right now. Fuck this. Fuck you. That's an improv. You're like my impact. Oh, out of my head.
Once we get through the week, we detonate the whole of the safety soldiers.
Wait. Huh? What is this? Live? I can betray the failure. I served the Soviet Union. This is awesome. Look, they're all my enemies now. Their names are red. Their names are red. There, that's how I set up the ambush. Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm just gonna let my betrayal sandwich in here. Really? Can't be the right place. I'm sure it is. It's him. Fucking like. What? Me? No. Unless the U.S. will harm the world more than those nukes ever could. What kind of fucked up logic is that? I don't know, man. I'm trying to sound like a supervillain. Time's up. The clock never even started. That's the best I could come up with. Ow! Ambush! No! Why would you shoot us where I am? Is this for real? Hold on. Is this allowed? Is this allowed? You should have let me sleep. Bro, watch it. What? Not those woods! What? Really? Oh, wait. Mason. Woods. This is the last thing I expected. This game has actually surprised me in a good way. I don't. Time's up, kid. So I think you. Really? Let the new Soviet era begin. Alright, we will watch Europe first. We can't, the cutscenes are broken. Hey, you know what? Credit where credit is due. That was a very different ending than what you've come to expect. In other news, Activision is under investigation by Homeland Security. They have an entire tab for their broken cinematics. That's the most depressing thing I've ever seen.
Clothes in the desert.
Got your tank, Caleb? Thank you, Caleb!
Oh, sorry. Oh, Sean. Hey, my least favorite.
She must be one of the crazy ones that she ain't got a man. Crazies. Think they can run my future?
Nah, that's why I voted for Cruz. That's why I put my sister.
Only on Sundays. Scott's dead.
awesome.
Says the Brody.
Brody, yeah. The 4-chaining Brody.
5-pound contract.
Next time you say base, play so much My Little Pony. My guy just emailed Tango deleted.
Yeah.
What's she
I
said?
heard female enemy removed. I've never heard female tango deleted.
One of Wood's famous lines.
Basic, overthrow. Oh, for goddamn truck!
That's a Jesus Woods impression, to be honest.
Basic, get on the truck, basic! You won, Mason. It's only sweet and right. That shit is dumb.
Couldn't agree more.
There you go. That's a good Mason impression. He's like tied to the chair.
I don't know what the fuck you made with number.
All of us EOC, bagged, seized, organized.
My father was a good gamer.
Stay present. Shut up. Just stay safe.
Calling back row.
Do what you do best. Stay safe.
Listen, we must escape for the next 2 days.
Look at this new ways we ask each other names. Like say gun in the chat, gun. Replies yes.
David down, I'm down for gun. Like sword game before honor.
We don't even say sword game. Yeah, it's just sword.
Sword.
We play swords and gun. That's how we invite each other to play shit. Gun, swords.
Overwatch, remind me to never give a woman a fire.
Sharon, what are you doing in my room? Sharon, get out. Okay. Really? You're not allowed to be up here. Are you having fun? You need to leave. Sharon, you think you're gonna look cute and I'll let you stay up here and break the rules? Because I will. Karen, you're not allowed up here. Karen, no, don't give me those sad eyes. Your Honor, this man's camping lands with an AUG.
Oh,
James. He's got a field mic set up and everything. British people playing that. Is that a spy flying?
British people, that's a joke.
Oh, bad maps.
Too bad, man.
I'm not as alright.
Oh, it's not raining. I'm voting for Miami. Come on, just one more Miami. Just one more.
Drag, please.
Yes.
Wait, Paul?
Oh my god.
The election is Really? He's right here. He hasn't moved. He hasn't moved. How is he still right here? Alright, I'm gonna hit an okay. Told you.
Nice.
I got the operator and I'm done with this weapon forever. I got the gun shit. Holy fuck. You got the gun shit? Oh my god, that's kind of funny. Hey, playing macaroni. Undeserved. What are you talking about? Kidding me? What are you talking about? It's sitting. It's called controlling the lanes. How far are you, baby? Face macaroni, baby. Go around, flex. You're locking the door.
Fringe.
I'll do it myself. I was behind the door. What do you mean? I'm on crack right now. He moves so fast with the rest of the dude. I just gotta keep running.
Yeah.
I need more cocaine. Dude, I just pressed RB to punch the glass. I ended up getting killed. Oh, who knows you? Who's gonna be the shame kill? It's horrible, it's horrible. 250 bids! Someone else calls, please. I beg. Oh, I beg! I'm gonna lose it.
I think I make a difference.
Oh, you wanna play with your American friends? Enjoy the 250 king.
Not American friends. USA has 50 million COVID cases. $300.
No, Bert, what?
If I get infected, my grandparents gonna die.
USA. I mean, I wouldn't go back to this. Oh, it's Sandy Macaroni.
Fucking sucks, dude. This one shot.
Hey guys, I named my TMI loadout.
That's spies on that.
Oh, God! Way to go, Sean. Look at this guy.
What country has the worst sounding accent?
It's kind of French or something.
Can't be French. That many girls find this fucking attractive.
Women are always wrong.
It depends.
What an actual gamer is. Sports fan and Reddit. Really bad. He's a gamer, this guy. Holy shit. This is some lag. This is some lag right here.
This is actually good. It's like a perfect foot.
What is this? Okay, yeah, you can go on. Alright, shooting fish in a barrel. The fish is shooting back. What the fuck? And oh yes, I got so many frogs in my food.
No, wait.
Oh, look at this guy. Face. Yeah, Are we all sniping right now?
Yeah, everybody's enjoying everyone's so much. Like this.
Oh, big plays! Big plays! Oh!
I haven't played a COD since 2011. Black Ops 4 for like 10 days. It's not a real play. It's not a real COD.
Game changes. It's not real. Halo 4 and 5 is not really Halo because you can run. That's how you sound.
Actually,
When he says, what's that good?
it's just specific. I can't help but short on wildly.
He goes like, the sword goes, but busy. Chair struck on.
It's not me. You're not gonna be.
It's not gonna be. Oh, guys, it's like no one.
Oh my god, yeah, have you guys seen that live video get inked by like this, like a school performance?
Oh my god. I got so many frogs in my food.
No, wait.
Oh, look at this guy. Face. Yeah,
Yeah, everybody's enjoying everyone's so much. Like this.
Oh, big play! Big play! Oh, shit!
I haven't played a COD since 2011.
Black Ops 4 for like 10 days. That's not a real play. It's not a real COD.
Game changes. It's not real COD. Halo 4 and 5 is not real Halo because you can run. That's how you sound.
True.
Actually, when he says, what's that good?
It's just specific. I can't help but short on wildly.
He goes like, the sword goes, busy. Chair struck on. It's not gonna do. Oh guys, we're no longer.
Oh my god, yeah, have you guys seen that Vikings video today by like this school performance?
That's plan meeting today. Like voiceover stars. Dude, you probably have like a 6-inch long packing meat.
Question was only fire.
Like the video if it were the Soviet Union. Call of Duty Vanguard is here. The franchise is back to ask thought-provoking questions like, what is this skull? I know it's all fun and games to cyberbully this franchise, but I will give you my genuine thoughts on this game. Because I actually like Call of Duty. It's like a tradition, you know, I play the new COD every year. I would play some campaigns, and I was able to kidnap Jeff and Sean, so there's a multiplayer too. We went from like CIA versus KGB to my team versus enemy team.
This is a Vanguard. The enemy team is Annex Austria. Occupied the Rhineland.
Oh God,
Which army are we?
well, my team is settled right there.
You guys think this is Gamma D? For sure. Those are hard. I played 2. Ooh.
Whoa, did you see? Oh, it's play the game.
Oh yeah, that's like always kill. Play the game. Amazing. Really took me on that. Hey, here we go. Let's go. It was damn like you can have a on the big game. We're just so sick of making Come on, just we're on Champion Hill. It's like a team versus team thing.
I don't think anyone's playing Champion Hill Studios.
That was good, crispy.
Someone's running around.
The worst thing to come out of war is now we have to stop Franklin.
The worst thing that came out of World War II.
You got it. Here we go. Oh yeah. Here we go. Show me.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Maybe we can try to get some champion videos then. Are you like sponsored right now?
Well, I am. This video was sponsored by NordVPN. I will use the ad money to recuperate my losses after buying this Call of Duty game. It's not a game you want to play, but it's not available in your country. Or maybe it's a game you have, but you can't find anyone online because it's region locked. NordVPN can take care of that with just the click of a button. Say you have some leaked images of Tobey Maguire in the new Spider-Man movie. You want to send it to your friend, but you also don't want Kevin Feige to find you and smash your internet. If you send those pics while connected to a VPN, then your data is hidden and secure. Yes, Scott, 73%. That's 2 years of cybersecurity for only $316 a month. 2 years of sending big Toby Maguire pictures right there. Welcome to the Call of Duty Vanguard campaign. Here on board. I guarantee no one in human history ever says those words. I don't know what's going on, Dan. They haven't explained much, but I'm pretty sure shoot the Nazis is a good way to start. Vanguard truck! This is pretty cool. I'm on these 2 moving trains, and I need to get to the front of it. I don't think I've played a Call of Duty mission like this. Participating in advanced warfare. It's not so bad, though. Yeah, my guy moves like he's 60 years old. Nazi scum! Hey, that's a man of warfare. Okay. Some way to my way. Thank you. The Rocket campaign has the whole
I should not be. Hey, Dad.
Oh, what? Hey, watch the hate speech from me. Oh, you're expecting me to it. Puppy.
Freeze. Why are they always making you the villain, Miro? Come here. Who's these big people? Kidding, you could. What?
Headshot. Do it again. So, I'm playing on hard mode, by the way. Oh, that's big galaxy. Oh, shit! So we meet again, General Nazi Munch missile fashion. What? Say again? Are these just racial slurs? I don't know. The Nazis don't do that. Oh, is he doing a race check? It's going on. Hold up. What's this? We could do what an army couldn't do for us. I see 2 Nazis and I got 2 bullets. That's the one. Easy. Right, reload. Oh shit! Oh shit! I believe that could make the world. Can we stop with the fake quotes, please? Arthur Kingsley's the character I'm playing. Give me the classics like Sun Tzu, Churchill. The fuck and be some Trump. Fake news media is going crazy. They gave Call of Duty Vanguard a 7 out of 10. This is ridiculous. Charge Call of Duty Vanguard! Charge!
What's my Goldie Bang?
Always bothers me when they speak English to each other. Have them speak German and I'll just read the subtitles. It's because most COD players can't read. That's why they have to speak in English. Stalingrad. Oh! They're going through the different members of the Call of Duty Vanguard, their backstories. Earlier we did Arthur Kingsley and now I think it's the Russian lady. Oh Lord! Okay. You objected. Get home. Me wasted at 2 a.m. My oldest friend is dead. Hey, what's up? Boom! I got 2 pizza anymore. Hey, what's up? Hey! She's walking in straight line. I'm playing on hard mode, by the way. I do not believe in waiting for justice.
Resistance began to grow.
Franchise just evolving backwards. I don't know what it is about this game in particular, but I care less than I normally do. You know, I like Cold War. Almost everyone in my friend group bought it. No one bought Vanguard with me. Activision, stop making World War II games, please. Pick a war throughout human history. I'm sure you'll find some. You know what we should do as a society is start measuring the things we buy with Call of Duty Vanguard. Like, hey, I'd like to buy a next-gen console, please. Alright, that'll be about 10 Call of Duty Vanguards. Hey, you guys want to play Call of Duty Vanguard?
Fuck off. I will.
$50.
Okay.
That's like 0.8 COD Vanguard.
That's all it's a COD Vanguard. You try to justify this shit first. Holy shit.
Activision just waiting for World War III so they can have some content.
Write that down, write that down!
Activision just starts dropping bombs.
Yeah, instigate a World War III. Yeah.
With one Call of Duty Vanguard, you can buy like 2 Fabio t-shirts. Very proud of this one. I'm proud of Fabio too. The ones with the colored backgrounds are limited editions. They won't be there forever, so get yours now if you want to. Alright, we're playing on Das House. That's very creative right there.
That's respawn character. Oh!
Nice spawns. Classic spawns.
Charlie, one of us.
I'm having a great time.
Here we go.
I can't stop laughing. It's the same animation.
Can't wait to see.
What the hell?
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's different. Oh, shit. We just got that red. Oh, look at this. Rip.
Oh, hell yeah.
Told you. So it's us 3 versus the other 3, and we have a certain amount of lives. There's 18 lives to start with. They're in, I'm dead. Got a lot. You get that? I'm dead again.
This is hard. What if we just stop this one? Is that an option?
We can't bear lives. It's the first round.
4 kills left.
Okay, shit, this is the tape. On that. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful.
Huge.
Good trade, boys. Good trade. Oh, look at that ladder climb. These guys have 7 lives left. Let's take them all.
Shit. No!
That's just saggy. Oh, that's a rough one. Or 11 lives to 0 in one round. They were gaming, dude. Like, did you see that movement?
How about they move out of the basement? They're moving so good.
Anyone who's better than us lives in their parents' basement.
Go fucking sprint slide into a shower, dude.
Damn it.
Oh my god, how am I alive? They picked up a life. They picked up a life.
Yeah. Behind me. I'm no, I'm dead. Alright.
Oh, it's a million hit markers.
Oh no! What do we want?
Are you away? I don't think people can play their way. Their way is fucking annoying. Sitting in the back with grenade launchers. Don't play their way. Stop.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
The Ravens. Want to tell you that tenacious dog was oh my god. So messed up. The importance they're having. Travis Scott.
Here we go.
Oh, he You'll love to see it. I would die for these two fucking idiots right here. Like the video, and I'll send you 4 Call of Duty Vanguard. Communist.
We're all going at our own speed. At Enterprise, peace of mind starts with our complete clean pledge, curbside rentals, and low-touch transactions. Connecting you to all the places you love. Enterprise.
At TD Direct Investing, we got you. Get up to $2,100 with TD Direct Investing. TD Direct is helping you move forward.
Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 22 franchise mode here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, year number 2, post-season. It is a 2021 first-round rematch against Montreal's biggest rivals, the Toronto Maple Leafs. 50, 26-6, 6-3-1 over their last 10 games. They did clinch the home ice advantage in this series. It was quite close down the wire. In game 82, we did win in the shootout. I thought originally we had the point total to beat them. No, Toronto had a game at hand and ultimately won that game, clinching home ice. But honestly, it doesn't really matter this time around. Toronto is Toronto in this rivalry. There will be wins on home ice. There will be losses on home ice. It doesn't really matter this very moment because it's a rematch. And Toronto is looking for blood. The playoffs are looking like so. In the Western Conference, you got Winnipeg and Minnesota. You got the Avalanche and Canucks, Seattle and Anaheim, and Vegas, Arizona. Arizona made the playoffs. Great turnaround for them. I guess the 2 first-round draft picks that they had hours. Last draft, that'll do it, bringing them into a playoff spot. In the East, you got Carolina, Columbus, Washington, Detroit. You got obviously our series, and then Tampa Bay versus the Panthers. Ooh, 4 matches there in the first round. The Leafs, I'm sure I know what they look like. Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, William Nylander, the huge. If you go back to my Toronto Maple Leafs franchise, we did play the Canadians plenty of times, and usually we got the upper hand. Now, has GM Dunn's constructed a team that can beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in a first-round series. Now, this is a great-looking team. They sort of screwed themselves with Nylander, Matthews, and Marner. Yes, they're talented players. You had all 10, 11, 6. Bunting, Hampton, 10. Did they have any injuries? This looks pretty. John Tavares. I was like, where's Johnny? They didn't trade him. I didn't think so. So John Tavares will be back. Maybe game 1, maybe game 2. For sure, it'll be game 2. It's not game 1. David Camp isn't the greatest second line center, but if you chuck John Tavares in there, it just pushes all these great players down. Fourth line isn't anything scary. I don't think Wayne Simmons actually has that super ability, but it doesn't really bother me. They have their strong points, they have their anchors. I still think we have an overall better forward core. Defensively, Morgan Riley, he's a stud. It is what it is. Topi Niemela, who has grown quite well for the Leafs, good for them. You got TJ Brody, Sandy, Muzzin, and Hall. They finally upgraded their defensive core. It's looking quite decent. And their goaltender, it always comes down to goaltending, and it is Peter Mrazek. Now, in previous simulations I've done with franchise mode, I've noticed Peter Mrazek is kind of a stud. Regular season-wise, he's always putting up good numbers. Playoff-wise, well, I guess he hasn't had a playoff game in this franchise mode just yet. The scratch players, obviously, John Tavares, Travis Dermott, and then you have Gonchar, who is a pretty decent defender. Okay, now, do I have to make any changes before we head into another first round series against the Leafs? Last time around, the Leafs
10 out of 10 times should have beat the Montreal Canadiens. There was no excuses for the Leafs. Oh, but John Barr, they needed 1 goal in 3 days to beat the Montreal Canadiens, and they really couldn't do that. Nobody stood up. Nobody did anything. This time around, I'm sure they're looking for blood. I'm not sure how good Sean Farrell's going to be in his first playoff simulation. If we're going to lose in the first round, if we're not able to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, I need to see Ryan Palin and Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield and Farrell play up to their potential. Those are the guys that are going to be around long term. Ryan Palin, got to prove yourself because I'm not sure how expensive you're going to be. Defensively, Giordano, Romano, Graves, Norlinder. I'm expecting good things. But it is the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know, they could tear us in half if they really wanted to. You flip a coin 4 out of 7 times, which way is it going to go? That's all I can say for this series. Carey Price will be our starting goaltender for the playoffs. Scratch players, DQ, Edmonton, and Joseph. This is the team we're rolling with. Is this team capable of beating the Toronto Maple Leafs once again? They're quite different teams. Montreal is a way different team than previously. Game 1, Scotiabank Arena, they have home ice advantage. How is this going to go down? In a post-COVID world, we finally get fans in the arena for an original 6 rivalry. Round 1 matchup. The Toronto Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens are going at it. Mrazek and Carey Price are your starting goaltenders. Who is going to score that first goal? It's Brendan Gallagher, who scored the most important goal in Game 7 against the Leafs. Last time around, it shouldn't have gone on Jack Campbell, and it did. Appreciate it. Captain Brendan Gallagher. That is, shots are relatively the same. Nobody hit double digits. It's 2-0. The speed team and Ryan Paling get on the board immediately, and that is a the Leafs, if anybody knows a 3-0 lead, it is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Go, no, Montreal, of course we're going to do this. Of course we are. Don't start off like that, boys. God, that second period feels so long, or is that just me? Holy moly, we blow a 3-goal lead, it is down to 1. I'm not sure we're going to be able to hold a 1-goal lead. We need some insurance. Come on, power play immediate. The refs are giving it to them. The refs have gifted them the game. No, 3-2 Montreal. Come on, Carey, I believe. Do you believe I can? Come on, Montreal, 3-2, 5 minutes remaining. Can we hold on? Holy moly, what a third. Can we? And Larchmont, the 4th liner with an empty netter, secures Game 1, and that is a victory for the Montreal Canadiens. Carey Price stood on his head near the end. Yes, that was a rough second period for him. I mean, 2 goal games, not that bad.
I need some keeper down here.
Well, are we capable of scoring that many goals? Now, we did have trouble with offense this season. We're not built. This current version of the Canadiens isn't really built to score 6, 5, 4 goals in a game. I'll take a game with victory. Stay in Toronto, Scotiabank Arena, game number 2, and we pull off a huge upset here once again. I would call that an upset if we could take 2 victories. 1 victory away from home is impressive. That's a power play that goes nowhere for the Canadiens. Austin Matthews will score the first goal. It was only time until that mustache reared his ugly head once again. 4 shot for the Leafs. Man, it's always like that, isn't it? We have 16 shots, they have 5, but they have the lead. Rough. I don't like that. I don't like to see that. Can we tie it up? No, it's the Matthews show. But Brendan Gallagher, Captain Brendan, put the team on his back. He was sent to the hospital for severe back pain for carrying this goddamn team. Mark Giordano, welcome to the party. A 2-0 lead, eviscerated. It is a brand new game, but Johnny T, the captain for the Leafs, is going to score the 4th goal there at the end of the second period. We're leading in shots again. And we pull off a victory here, down by 1.
Matthews is looking at a hat trick. It's 3-2. Power play Toronto. Holy showed off halfway through the third. Another, the refs have gifted them the game again. 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Can Montreal pull off a comeback here? Yes, Brendan Gallagher sends it to overtime. Hell yes, Brendan, that is much appreciated. Game 2 heads to overtime.